tacos box that you like to jump in and out of. So let me get something to move that out of the way. We're just now getting in. Let me get this out of here. So it's not in the shot and it doesn't look junky in here. Because my cat has this obsession with boxes. It has to be in a box all the time. Which is why we don't buy him cat beds, because he won't sleep in them. He'd rather sleep in the box. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC and Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are operating the Sony VPL CS100 projector. This projector is 720p and it is a 600 by 800 svga projector, which I got for $75 on eBay. And we are running in a fully lit environment, which is our commercial environment, our office. As I was saying before, meters can't read it because meters have a difficult time registering this environment. Right now, I am coating the floor for the mats, which you've seen that top will beat the crap out of, as always. Always beating the crap out of my mats. And I'm painting that with some of this, our new coating here, so I can get an idea of what we're going to be working with. Give me an idea. This is a coating we're working on for the floors. Now, I would prefer to have this. Well, I guess you can roll it on or spray it on. It's up to you. It's an activator, which means basically it doesn't require you to do like 9 and 10 coats or any crazy instructions. It's a basic, very easy roll-on application, and it activates and you're done. That's it. That's what the activators do. Activators are more of a concentrated formula. Now they can be sprayed on, they can be rolled on. I don't advise you doing this with a rear projection screen surface. We advise spray on only with rear projection screen surfaces because you will damage them. We never advise you ever to roll one on because you'll wreck your screen. Or this activates for other things, for floors and stuff like that. So I'm considering having the mats done, doing our own floor mat screens and selling them. So again, that would be absolutely awesome. And on top of that, that pretty much, this over here real quick. I don't hit my desk. I don't hit my desk. This stuff comes off pretty easy anyway. That would pretty much be fantastic for a customer. Because the gaming screen, we can do them two ways. You can do it with mats, or we can do it with the pads, which I haven't decided which one. I might do just both. All right, that's done. I just want to dry. So while this one's drying over here, I don't need this blocking that or block that. I feel I need a bigger desk or just less stuff on my desk. Put that over there. Now, over here, getting back to this demonstration, because we got multiple things we're doing in here right now. Getting back to this demonstration, this is on my 1000 lumen projector, 720p. It's my Sony VPL CS100 projector. And I'm going to show you, sorry, some of the floor is missing, and I got to vacuum out this section. I'm going to be doing in the next video. I got to vacuum the floor. We got the new vacuum cleaner. So we're running, and I got to recoat it with the new formula for testing. Doing 4 squares right now. So it shows you meters don't read in here whatsoever. That's my Sony projector, 1000 lumens, 720p, 600 by 800 SVGA. I can squeeze you in there. I can bring you out some. There we go. There's our model number for our projector right there. You can see it, and there it is on the screen. That projector, that's the purpose of it. That's why we bought it. To show you that we can operate in commercial environments at 1000 lumens. So that's why she's here. Man. I just had it a few minutes ago. Where are you putting this at? Alright, here we go. My allergies are killing me right now. Whew. What's going on up there? Jeez. Sorry if you hear me blowing my nose constantly all the time. It lasts only for a while and then it disappears. So right now I'm doing the floor. I'm doing 4 squares on the floor to test out this new formula. The new ultra short throw projector has already been ordered. It's on its way in because I can't wait to get that in here because again, just seeing a lot of disappointing videos on YouTube that there's no way in the world that these projectors of all this power that they have, they can't operate in an environment like this. And if for people saying, well, that's commercial, that's commercial. The projector's 4,000 lumens. An Epson LS800 is 4,000 lumens. You're a foot from a screen. That's a 1,000 lumen projector running right now. At 9 feet back in this environment, and mind you, if the meters can't read in this environment, how much lumens do you think are left by the time it hits my screen? Very little. So if I can operate in here with no problem, what the heck is going on with these projectors? Now, again, for those who are saying, well, it's not the projector. Let's clear it up. What's going on with the demonstrations? Just put it this way. Because in the demonstrations, you see white and gray screens every time. It's always a white and gray screen. You know why? Because they figure that the projector, all this power, is going to be able to fix the solution. Every time I turn around, I see every single ultra short though in the same dark environment. I don't care what make and model it is. You're sitting in a dark environment. You can't operate. You can't pick up jack. With all that power, you can't pick up jack. That's like having an advanced military M1 tank that can fire pretty much just water. Doesn't fire any heavy weapons, nothing with it, just water, just a big giant water gun. But what's the point of all that power and this machine built with all this titanium armor and all this Kevlar and everything on it, and it just shoots water all day? It's completely useless. That's pretty much what an ultra short throw projector today is. Because the projector has this power, it has this capability. The sad thing about it is it can't really work without the screen. And if you think for a hot second that the projector is going to do all the work and the screen is not needed, then companies like me, Screen Innovation, these darker gunmetal screens that cost you insane amount, wouldn't be in business. Because that means you could just take any projector, hit it on a white screen, and it would work perfectly. You could be in a fully lit environment, your contrast would pull up 100%. We wouldn't be here if that was the case. There'd be no form sites on any type of screen except for a white screen, because it wouldn't be needed. The projector does all the work. So with that being not the case, well, that means that all the money, excuse me, I'm painting this surface over here, all the money that you just plopped down for your projector because you thought that all those bells and whistles that you were going to be utilized, you were going to see it. You ain't seeing anything off that projector. And that's the reason why when we open up these new sites that we have, we're going to have these high-powered machines in there, these network cameras that we're having installed, and anyone in the world can log in and see these demonstrations, because we want this to be blowing up worldwide. That your high-power projector doesn't work unless it's on our technology. Now, for anyone who wants to argue that in the day, well, you bring me something. Because I've been just about everything we can go through. That's why we just got to a stopping point. It was like, you know what, there's no point in searching the globe for stuff when we have already been through just about everything we can get our hands on. And I see the same demonstrations. I have not seen an improvement on any form of screen in the last, I say, 10 years. In the last 10 years, I've never seen the screen so far do what our technology is doing right now. If there was something, we would have basically hit somebody on a match or better. We've launched dozens and dozens of matching better demonstrations to find somebody. They weren't just for 2 individuals. They were for everybody. Those demonstrations for certified screens, they were for anybody. Nothing. It was like the equivalence of sending a signal out in outer space hoping to reach some other life form to contact you back. Nothing came back. The matching betters had several different purposes behind them. It wasn't just to put people in their place that talk too much trash. It was also put out there to basically find somebody that could beat any of the demonstrations. And this is what we're able to prove to investors when they say, what's your competition? We say, we don't have any. Well, how do you know that? We launched a whole bunch of videos called Match or Better, challenging just about everybody we can get our hands on, and nothing came back. I got Match and Better videos that have been out there since 2019. I got a lot of commercials on here. A lot of commercials. And you smash it. First of all, never mind, that TV was super old, but anyway. Now my projector coming in, I got it for 250 bucks. A little shopping around. The first one was only $4. Got it a good merchant for around 250. My projector, again, is going to operate in this environment easily. You know why? It's off the short throw. It's a cakewalk. It's an easy projector to run in. Long throw is a much harder projector to operate with because, again, you're at a distance. So that means that when your projector's lumen count is traveling across an environment, especially with this kind of hostile lighting here, your lumen count starts to drop rapidly before it makes contact with the screen. When off short throw is sitting right up on top of the screen, and you don't have to worry about a distance throw, which means you should be able to keep more of your lumens, more of your color, more of your contrast with no problem. But every single one of those projectors set in a dark environment. So when I go to forum sites, I say, well, I got the Epson, I got the LG, I got this. I don't care what you have at the end of the day. Everybody shows the same demonstration. You're all stuck in the dark. Where do you show me anything? There you go. That's what I see. I don't see anything impressive. I don't care if you got tri-laser, 4-quad laser, whatever you got in the day. I don't care if you got a Death Star strapped to that thing. If you're sitting in a dark environment with a 4K projector, you already told me from the door, I'm not buying anything special. You got the Epson LS800 sitting in dark environments. You got the P2 sitting in dark environments. You go back and see a P1 sitting in a dark environment. I watched the Epson LS300 and Epson LS800 in the same dark environment. What are you showing me that's an improvement? You want to show me improvement? Show me why that projector was developed and what it was developed for. If you're saying it's a projector designed to replace a TV, then I want to see a fully lit environment. I want to see a screen operating. That's what I want to see. This thing is 150 inches. Oh, show me 150 inches in a fully lit environment. That's what I want to see. You know, it feels like for some of these people, when they walk into their environment, they're dressed in a suit. The minute they walk in their house, they're dressed like Batman. Because that's literally how your environment looks like, a Batcave. Shouldn't be going through all that. And the sad thing about it is, for people who have not seen our technology, they think that's the normal. They really do believe that's the normal. They go to forum sites, they tell them that's the normal. And yet here I am in my office on a projector that's 1,000 lumens. Man, it's pretty much next to nothing when it compared to your projectors at the end of the day. And I can do this, but you can't do it. I'm on long throw. There's no excuse. I have people all the time. I bump into an ultra short throws all the time. But what? How far are you from a screen right now? All right then. Then you should have a massive vantage point. And where are you at? Sitting in the dark. Now, is it the projector's fault? Unless you got a knockoff, then it's both. No, it's not the projector's fault. Those projectors are amazing. They're designed to do incredible things. The problem is that you'll never see it, ever. I told you the whole theory about your contrast levels on your projector. You will never use those. You paid for something you will never, ever use. Unless you hit no, you'll still never use it. You get on a white screen, your contrast levels, they're a little better. You get on a mid-gray screen, much better than the white screen because it's a darker shade of gray. It's going to come up a little better. You hit a gunmetal technology, that's way darker than those screens. It's definitely going to be an improvement, but you're still not seeing black yet. Because I've yet to see, and I've had certified screens over here by the dozen, they operate in fully lit environments. Yes, they do, but they can't read an Infinity 1. They don't come up. Especially next to a black technology, they won't read. Black is black, either way you slice it. So, you still can't use it. It looks better than the other screens because it's a darker screen, so it's just going to pick up a darker shade of gray. Now, by the time you make contact with one of our screens, why would you have your contrast level on when the screen is contrast itself? That's just pointless. So you just turn it off. So, honestly, at the end of the day, what did you pay for? You never saw black to begin with. You only seen black when you make contact with one of our screens. And somebody at the end of the day could spend far less than you paid for your projector. You ought to spend $3,500 for a projector. They'll buy our technology and buy a projector that costs like 60, 70, 80, 200 bucks for a projector, $300, and they'll get an Infinity 1 contrast level, operating fully lit environments, can go outside and play, and you can't. And you spent all that money. That's the same shock I go to with people who spend $5,000 for a screen, and you have a projector of all that power, like them JVCs, and you still can't read a star field. Now, I did this demonstration yesterday at 2700 lumens. We're doing it today at 1000. I'm going to show you on the ultra short though when we get in here. That projector has 12,000 to 1. We turn those off. We don't need them. Even with the projector with 12,000 on, we still can't get a white screen. I did it at 20,000 to 1, 22,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1. Can't get it to read. If you feel at the end of the day, well, you have to go higher. No, you don't have to go higher because there's projectors out there right now on YouTube who have that capability, and not one of them has ever shown a demonstration, star field demonstration, in a fully lit environment yet. I've yet to see it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the challenge here. I want to see those high-end expensive projectors. When our ultra short though gets here, I'm expecting to see fully lit environment and a 100% star field. You're paying that kind of money at the end of the day, show us what you paid for. That's why I'm not a big fan of the YouTube influencers. I'm not a big fan of them. Because for me, at the end of the day, some do tell the truth and some don't. And the reason why is because all of you who are doing those reviews on those projectors, why are you sitting in a dark environment? I literally get so sick and tired every time I see some YouTuber influencer. I look up and I see dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment. You're about to have your day in the sun, and it's not going to be pretty. When we set up that showroom, those projectors are going to be sitting in that showroom. Those cameras set up in there, they're going to be network cameras. They can feed worldwide. So everybody will get a chance to see the Epson LS800 or whatever new projector they have on a gray and white screen, fully lit environment. On our technology, we can use a projector of a much lower caliber, way lower than that machine, and I will have price tag differences on both machines so everybody can see it. And we can do this at a projector at under a $500 point, where even with your 2,000,001 contrast, it doesn't even read. Wake up call. I feel that YouTube, we done our most on YouTube to inform people about this. It's not enough. The next stage is to put you in a showroom and put you on a network broadcast camera so everybody can see it. So now, customers and more people are going to be self-aware to understand that they don't have to be stuck in a dark environment. That's the problem. The protocol of tradition, of telling you that you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. You have to calibrate your projector to get your colors to work. You have to spend the money for 4K. That constant brainwashing that they tell you. And then you got people come on and take the same high power projectors, stick them in dark environments because that's the way it has to be. It doesn't have to be that way. My customers don't have that issue. We don't have that issue. I got a customer, like I said, you watch them bounce the screen off the side of a fence. Took a piece of wood, screwed it to a fence, painted it in, he can watch movies outside. My customers do demonstrations that people today of high-power projectors can't even do. Even my church testimony comes on my YouTube channel. The minute you come to my channel, my church testimony pops up. That screen's over 1,000 inches. That projector is 7,000 lumens. They couldn't get that thing to read. Our technology got it to read. With all that lighting compressing that screen. There's more lighting in there going on in basically most people's homes. Heck, most commercial environments. So, again, this is what I see. So, my whole, at the end of the day, people think, well, it has nothing to do with the two individuals. Nothing to do. It has to do with everybody on what we're seeing we don't like. Because unless the customer bumps into us, they're stuck with tradition. You have to be in a dark environment. You're going to be calibrated. Customers don't want to do that crap. Nobody wants to calibrate a projector. You're not going to go through the freaking painstaking, numbing experience of calibrating. I hate calibrating. I've never calibrated a projector a day in my life. That's a freaking headache. You're going to be calibrating inside. You know the nightmare waiting for you outside on calibration? You know the nightmare waiting for you on a commercial involving calibration? Nobody wants to go through that crap. And then to being told that, hey, you're going to be using this screen, the best quality projector you need is 4K. Pushing you to make you buy a 4K projector. Don't even need one. We showed that in demonstration. We had 4K sitting right next to 720p. You can tell one from the other. All right, got my one mat finished. Doing my floor. Well, not my floor, I'm doing some of it. I want to test this new formula out. We got here. So So I'm just telling you from the door, telling you the truth. I'm not going to get on camera. I'm not going to come in here with a high-powered, expensive projector and dim our environment so that way we don't have to worry about the screen washing out and give you a whole bunch of mumbo-jumbo. At the end of the day, you know, one of the things I watch when I watch these projector reviews, I watch basically, they talk a lot about the projector, and it's still the same dark environment. This projector has a lot of power, so you can basically use it like a TV. Yeah, but the problem is your environment looks like a bat cave. So I'm not seeing any improvement there. You can talk about all the bells and whistles. It has an amazing, whopping 2 million to 1 contrast, and you're showing it on color. And you're in the dark. And then when you do show contrast, you're still in the dark. That doesn't how in the world does a contrast level work for me when I'm in the dark? I can get notebook paper to fire up in the dark. Got to do that with the lights on. Now, if you whipped out a meter and said, look, this is the environment we're in, we got all this lighting, and boom, that contrast level popped up. I'm like, wow, that's an impressive machine. But you're not showing me that. If you look at, again, the Optima P2, their promo commercial. Does their promo commercial have that projector in a dark environment? Nope. Does it have it at 100 inches? Nope. It has it at the full, I think they do a 120-inch screen, right? And they have it in a fully lit environment. They show plenty of windows and plenty of light. And that gives you the idea that, hey, look, I can use this projector in a fully lit environment with all the lights on, just like a TV, right? Well, the problem is you can't. Now, I believe the projector does have the power to do so, but it can't because it's on the wrong screen. And chances are screens they probably use in their demonstration, since they are partnered up with some of these big boy companies, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they're using one of their screens. I'm pretty sure they're not going in with a white screen. That wouldn't do too well. And then you see the demonstration, you think that you're going to be able to receive that same image, but you don't receive the same image. That's why you're on forum sites asking all these questions, because I see people in there having conversations with people about their projectors, and I'm reading, go to messaging boards and watch all that stuff about how their projectors, they can't get them to work. I sit back in those rooms and I watch all the chatter going through, research, information on how customers are receiving these projectors and they're not getting what they thought they would get out of it. And you're being told you have to be in, you got too much light in the environment, this is affecting your projector. It's not affecting your projector, it's affecting your screen. They don't own your projector, unless you got knockoff into your projector. And it's jacking your projector if you got knockoff. Some people got both, they got the knockoff and they got the jacked up screen. Now, you can sit there and say at the end of the day, well, you just want people to buy your stuff. Yeah, why would I not be selling my product if I didn't want people to buy it? But if you're going to prove that your product is the best, you have to prove it. You can't just go on camera and make things up. Make up fake specifications and all that dumb nonsense. You have to be able to back it up. This is an FLE technology. It can operate in a fully lit environment, commercial. Meters don't read in this environment. I can do this at a projector that cost me $75. Doing a projector that cost me $10. Everything I'm saying, you're watching it happen right now. So I can back this up. Can't make up things like, and I'm going to bring it up, range gain. It doesn't exist. Gain rate, what do you call it? It doesn't exist. I've mentioned that multiple times on camera. I went on there in a live stream. I emailed the owner of the company multiple times requesting for videos on this range and got nothing in return. Not a thing, nothing. So, again, that proves it's fake. And this means this range gain sits on all his products, which means all his products are fake. Not testing your products to make sure they don't match house paint. Very important demonstration, dude. We started it. We're the ones who started the demonstration. It's called Black on Black. And later on, I got to thinking when I was downstairs in the basement, thinking, I've seen so many gray tone paints out there on the market. Who's to say that they could very well be just sliding you off a container of paint off a shelf? It'd be cheaper to make. The black's already in it, so you don't have to worry about paying money for that. I mean, pretty much sprinkle a little Christmas glitter in there, you got a screen paint. So what's the difference between their paint and everyday gray paint? Somebody went out there and did it, and guess what? They matched in 2 different occasions. They matched. Now anyone can take them to court, not just us. Anyone can take them to court and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to take you to court for consumer fraud." And if you take them to court for consumer fraud, they're going to have to prove that their paint does not match the other paint. And they're going to show a massive difference between night and day. Not a hiccup or nothing, because the first thing they're going to say, well, look, I don't care. If I have to walk up on top of that screen to see it, I'm really not going to see the difference at 11 to 12 feet from the screen. And they're not. So they're going to end up getting fined. So if you can't back this stuff up, you run the risk of getting hit with fines. If you've been doing it long enough, and it proves you've been doing it for a very long time, and it shows that people have been continuing buying this product, and you know this, then you're going to be hit with fraud charges. And this carries jail time, because this shows you've been doing this for quite some time. This is when you're talking about an easy 10, 20 years in jail, maybe 30. Depends on how long you've been selling this stuff. That's why we test everything we make. This screen you see right here was fully tested on camera live. That way, if anybody decides that they want to get bold and they want to take me to court, I can back this up. Heck, I'll paint this in a courtroom on 1,000 lumens. The same commercial environment we're in right now. Surface much easier. You know why? The lights aren't closer to my screen. And here the lights are right up on top of our screen. I did all this light. Even when we're in the max out zone, the lights weren't even this close. That's what I like about this environment. So in a courtroom, that'd be a cakewalk. Going over with a 1,000 projector, knock that sucker out, get a couple orders at the end of the day, pass out a few of my business cards, even talk to the director, say, hey, look, how do we get a contract in here? Because I saw your white screens in here. They look absolutely horrible. We can upgrade and make them look better. Get a contract, city contract right from the door. So not only am I walk in there and blow it out of the water and get the attention of other people, thank you so much for the limelight, I do appreciate that, but I'm going to get myself a city contract. And then I'm going to turn around and file a lawsuit against you for wasting my time for $500,000. That's how bad, that's how good, that's how well we can back our products up. That's why investors love us, because they know that we can back our stuff up. Investors, people are only going to invest in something that they know that the person who developed it can back it up 100%. And not only that, they can keep developing new technology. Because again, they keep making money off of us. I'm not going to invest in a company that can't back themselves up. They run the risk of getting sued and giving their company a black eye at the end of the day, because we basically invested money into them and probably got other people to invest money into them. So we're going to look like the bad guys at the end of the day. So again, like I said, you have to be the back your products up. Investment's not going to touch you. Distributorship, I got this. No, I know distributorship contracts. They're not going to touch you. There's no distributorship contract on the face of this planet that's going to sit there and give you a contract without them seeing it first. They're going to go through your website, because they got to sell it, and they're going to read through everything you have in your specification sheet, and they're going to question you on everything you type down in that specification sheet, and they're going to ask you to show me. You would be nuts to sign a 10-year or 5-year contract in with someone and their stuff isn't legit. I've heard that multiple times. We have to see it for ourselves. They'll fly you up. Sometimes they'll pay for you to fly in. Sometimes you have to fly in yourself. But you have to come there with that product, and you're going to have to show them that it works. Gotcha. So that being said, because nobody wants to get sued at the end of the day for fraud, they don't want to have their name tarnished. They don't. It's going to be a mess. So they got to know. So you can't be making stuff up. Can't get all Karen. Can't get mad and upset and say, hey, they're attacking me. They're not attacking me. I ask you a simple question. What is it? Well, we got rage going by range games. Because again, what is it? Simple question. Any customer would ask you the same question. What is it? To not respond back, or to get mad and curse them out or threaten them, that's not business. You don't do business that way. And that's the reason why they're going to always be there and not go anywhere, and we're going to be rising up and continue to grow. That's why you got to be to back yourself up. And they're going to ask you, you got a gray paint? Oh yeah, it's going to come up. It's definitely going to come up. We got black paint that comes up all the time. What's the difference between your product and everyday black paint? I've got that so many times, it's not even funny. You're definitely going to get that on gray paint. But you go to Home Depot, there's so much gray paint in there, it's not even funny how much gray paint's in there. So you're going to have to show this massive difference. We do black versus black, we show black fabric, black film, all that stuff we've done. That stuff doesn't match your stuff in any way whatsoever. I can drop it at 50 lumens to a table, which I did in the garage. Won't match. We've done it. That's why we post our videos. We're proud of our videos. We post our videos directly to our website so everybody can see them. Anybody else doing the same thing? Nobody's doing the same thing. No one's doing, so you don't know what you're getting. Okay. There you go. That's why you can't get a batch number guarantee. And a batch number guarantee, you have to do that test. See, some people try to do it and skim by it. Just to skim by it. Explain something to you. You will do that test over and over and over again. Every form site you step on, every single commercial environment, every customer, just about every customer is going to ask you that question. Any distributorship contract is going to ask you. Any investor is going to ask you that. They're going to ask you that question. So you can't just skim by a test like that and say that I'm done and I never have to do it again. You're going to do it multiple times. It should be posted on your website. It should be posted in every link in every shopping cart. It should be everywhere. We got this on a Facebook page. I got 16 Facebook pages that I have basically advertising our product. I got every last one of those videos on every single site. We got them on TikTok. We got them on Instagram. We got them over on Twitter. We got them everywhere. Because I'm proud of those demonstrations. I do those demonstrations every chance I get. Because I like the fact that I have people that come in and say, at the end of the day, they think it's just everyday black paint and we blow them out of the water. I love that so much. So I can back myself up. That's what I love about it. But if you haven't done that demonstration correctly, you will stay as far away from it as you possibly can. You know, if you have a trigonometry test coming up, people that know they're going to ace the test because they studied and worked hard, they're not afraid of the test. They're excited. They're looking pumped up. They're looking forward to it. They want to see how well they did. They're excited about it. Someone who hasn't studied and has not done the test, not your particular field, maybe you don't like math at all, you're not looking forward to it. And you hope, if you do skim past that test, you skim past it, you never ever want to do that again. Unfortunately, you would do it again. You would do so much math over again. It's not even funny. You like how people think, I hope I never do math again. You would do math. It's funny how people try to find something in life that has nothing to do with math. Math is embedded in everything. Even cooking. Advanced fractions. Yeah. Advanced fractions are something you find in cooking. Because cookbooks they have in there are for to feed lots of people. You get a cookbook that feeds 50 people, and say in the cookbook only 4 people you're feeding. You got to break all that out. It's advanced fractions. You have to break all that down to equivalents to a serving of 4 people out of a serving out of 50. Or a serving out of 10. You have to break that down. So the ingredients has to be precise as it is for 10 or 50, but it's going to be for 4. So that's where advanced fractions come in. And multiplications and all that stuff like that. I never did get division too much. Long division, I don't really understood it too much. I mean, I understand it. I can get it done, but I don't ever use long division. Well, that's why I thought it'd be fun to show you the 1,000-lumen projector in here. Old Faithful, that's what we call her. She got a bag and everything. I got a bag I'm designing for her when we take her out. Oh, this one's done. Trying to count things up just pretty fast. This one's finished. We'll get her ready, and I want to do demonstrations on her. There we go. Sorry, we can't use Bluetooth today. Taco, for some reason, got into a fight with the charger again. I want to make me a mechanism that he can't get to it. Because he's just obsessed with that charger. There. So those are drying up. I got one more to go. Now, when I do these videos and I talk about my screens, I talk about many things. I talk to the customer, who should give them an understanding of what they should be looking for when it comes to a projection. Popping something over here. Screen spinning for the next video. You know, what they should be looking for, because again, as they're telling you, you have to be in this environment, blah, 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 blah. They're just making up excuses because their stuff doesn't work. Anyone that tells you that you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment for your projector to work, your screens don't work. if they don't use any form of ambient light rejection technology, their stuff definitely doesn't work. They're telling you they don't need it. It's not a requirement for them. Funny, not a requirement for you, but every screen on the planet that basically has that tone to it says they're ambient light rejection. Especially when you have darker mixes, and they should have all screen paints have that capability. They don't have it. That's because the person doesn't understand how ambient light rejection technology works. And the excuse is basically to try to spend the money on more advanced projectors to try to fix the solution. And that's the problem that customers are going through now. They're spending too much money. They're spending way too much money for your projector. Again, lighter screens, they're not ambient light rejection because they don't possess it. They don't have it. A lot of mid-grade screens, they don't have it either. They'll possess ambient light rejection. Game, maybe, yes. Game 2.0, yeah. But as we're saying, ambient light rejection technology, they don't possess it. Darker mid-grade screens have a better chance, a little bit of better chance of picking up in fully lit environments, and a very dark gray, as the Frankenstein, should definitely have ambient light rejection embedded into it due to the fact that it's darker and it's designed to absorb light. The fact that I got a container sent to me saying that it didn't have it, I'm like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Because you go to any form site and you go in there with darker mixes they have in there, every single one of them is going to say we're ambient light rejection because we're darker. Every single one's going to say it. When I posted that picture and that video showing that, they were like, what the heck is he doing? He tells you to know what you're doing. Now, they didn't get mad about that. No, you don't know what you're doing. Everybody knows that darker screens absorb light. So if you got a screen, and it's not gunmetal, it's charcoal gray, by the way. If you got a screen paint that dark, and it's clearly saying on a container that it's not ambient light rejection, something's wrong there. It should be. You know why that's on there like that? Because the person who made it never fully tested it. They don't know what they even have at the end of the day. They're just making it up off the top of their head. They don't know. I remember getting paint from the individual saying that his products work with projectors at 2,000 lumens or 2,200 lumens. We can get to operate 1,000 lumens in a dark environment. Same dark environment he sat in, we can get the paint to operate easily at 1,000 lumens on Old Faithful right over here. We can get house paint to operate at 1,000. Anything can operate in a dark environment. Heck, if your product mainly majority for in the dark, you can get 50 lumens to run. You can get 500 lumens to run. You're in the dark. So if your product's not ambient light rejection, where do you come off at 2,000 lumens? Because majority of the when people go back to research the videos where we got it from, they find out that majority of the videos are in the dark. So where would 2,000 lumens be a limit for you? Because you don't show a lot of demonstrations in fully lit environments, and since you don't do that, you really don't have a limit on your lumens because you're in the dark all the time. They don't like, if you get a customer like me, they're not going to do business with you. Not at all. Because again, you're talking to a person that knows what they're talking about. Now, for those who are saying, well, your theory's wrong, well, you can check out the customer whose screen who washed out at 3,500 lumens. His screen washed out. And 4K at that. If that's the case. Now, we get people get mad at us because we just said that. What are you getting mad at? It's true. Did I make anything up at all? Did I sit there and say about a customer that doesn't exist? It doesn't. Go to his YouTube channel. You'll see it right there. Everybody saw it. Did I make it up that I saw screen paints matching house paint? No, we have them on the blacklist. They're right there. They're right there. There are no videos that we had to make up. We made these videos. No, they're right there by the owners. People sell the products. They're right there. Range gain, it shows right there. Me showing multiple emails back and forth, trying to figure out what this stuff is, trying to look for it, trying to find, can't find anything on it. There's nothing on it because it doesn't exist. It's impossible. It gets to a point I have to understand that between the people who make fake screen paint products and people who do projector interviews on these high-powered machines and they're stuck in these dark environments, I'm not seeing anything. I'm really not. And sad thing for the customer is the customer expects for this to be the tradition. And the reason why they don't like us, because we break that nonsense. We're the ones that come on here and do demonstrations that they don't do because they can't do them. And when we speak at the end of the day, they try to make us look like that we don't know what we're talking about and our demonstrations are fake. Well, again, the reason why the influencers don't say jack because they know they can get you sued in court. If I find out that you made a statement about my company that's not true, I'm going to bring you to court on it, and we're going to basically talk before a judge and see exactly if you can back up that theory. If you can't back up that theory, you're looking at a lawsuit. They're not stupid at the end of the day. That's why they would never mention my company and say things that, well, this guy's company's fake and this, that. No, because that'll bring you on corporate lawsuit. So they're not stupid. People who basically, some of individuals who make the gray screen paint mixes and whatever they make, they're dumb enough to make those mistakes. That's why they're going to court and that's why they're being sued. Other than that, big companies like these certified companies, they don't say anything about us at all, period. And they're not trying to walk us into a courtroom knowing that they know from the beginning of the day or end of the day that we can back our stuff. They know that from the door. It's the smaller ones at the end of the day that feel that they can play their little shenanigan games and we're just like them, that we're not going to take you to court, we're not going to sue you and all that, but we are going to take you to court and sue you. And that's the mistake they just made. If you watch the big boy screens, big companies, all the companies we tested against, have you ever seen one of them come out and say that our products were not real? You ever seen one of them say that our products are not fake? And they're not taking that chance because they know we can back our stuff. They watched our demonstrations. They always watch our demonstrations. They know we're the real deal. That's why not one of them has stepped out and said anything about our products. Anyone who's ever tested our product, they tread extremely carefully because they know we test our stuff. That means we can watch that video and go, oh, no, guess what? They didn't do that right. So, they made our product look bad. Automatic lawsuit. That's why they tread very carefully around our stuff. And we're not ones to play around with. We can back it up in the courtroom. I can't wait for the day for me to pop up in the courtroom and have some fun with this thing. I'm going to have a ball. So, not the person to bring into a courtroom with you. You'll lose badly. And then I'll turn around and tell the judge that we were going to request a counter lawsuit, talk it over with the lawyer, get everything set up, and then you'll have a document come to your front door being served, letting you know that you had a counter lawsuit against our company suing you for wasting my time. For a bunch of dumb nonsense, you bring me in on something that we backed up in court for no problem, and you're getting sued for $500,000. What those numbers look like? When you see $500,000 pop up on a court order for you, it's shocking. Yeah, it definitely throws you back a bit. That's what you're going to receive from us. Because we can prove to the judge that not only was I able to go into that courtroom and back my product at 100%, but this person sat there and lied about my company, made a false accusation, and brought my company up on false terms. You would lose that case automatically. You still would have to back up what you said was true, which you can't. And the judge already gave us a court order on that, the judgment on that, saying that you couldn't back it up. So you had no way to win that $500,000 lawsuit. So, again, if you want to play, I got no problem playing with you. That's why I test all my stuff. I want to make sure all my stuff works. And I'm sitting right here having this conversation with you all, and we're doing this at 1,000 lumens in a commercial environment where the meters can't even pick up in here. The difference is when you do a meter max out, and we have to explain this to people because they always mess this up, your screens look horrible in a meter max out. I've seen it. Contrast washed out, colors washed out. You go, look, it's still there. You can still see it. This is the whole purpose of a meter max out. You have to be able to show that your meter does not function in the environment, but your screen must stay intact. I can take a white screen and wash it out and live in this environment, hit it with a high-end projector, and say, look, you can still see it. It's not the fact you can still see it, it's the quality of what you're seeing that the projector is giving you back. That's what you have to prove. So when I do these demonstrations, I talk to people who make the products. I talk to the customers to inform them what they should be looking for. That's the way it is. And now I'm starting to include the influencers because I watch all demonstrations all the time. And I go and watch a demonstration on the P2, dark environment. Go over and watch a demonstration on the Samsung, dark environment. Go watch a demonstration on the LG, dark environment. Go watch a demonstration on the Epsons, dark environment. I'm like, gee whiz, all these projectors are in dark environments. Like, what the heck?
But this projector right here has quad laser projector. And this projector over here has 3D blah, blah, blah. And this projector does this over here. And this projector, but you're all in a dark environment. You all can use 4K, you're still in a dark environment. So you take 6 of these projectors, put them in a dark environment, fire them up. What are you seeing at the end of the day? Because all I'm seeing is a dark environment. But when this one has excellent 4K capability, look at the quad, you're all in a dark environment. It doesn't change anything for me. Now you take one of those projectors and it's sitting in a fully lit environment and it's powering up. It looks gorgeous, just like our screen over here. And all the rest are dark environments. Guess where I'm going at? I'm going in the booth where the lights are on. Like, oh shoot, they got the lights on here. Look at this thing. Oh, the color, oh, it's beautiful. I couldn't care less about what those machines have today. That one's firing up in a fully lit environment. That lets me know that that machine right there, I can use it for my business, I can use it for my schools, I can use it for anywhere I want. I can use it in my bar, I can use it at home, not have to worry about the screen washing out. That's what I'm looking for. So the wake-up call I try to give people in the day, Epson LS800, 4,000 lumens and less than a foot away from a screen. That's like me taking a Sony BPL FH30 and sticking that a foot away from the screen at 4,000 lumens. Probably gonna burn a hole in your screen. Yep. And mind you, when that projector reflects off a white surface, let me explain something to you. When you run a long throw at 4,000 lumens, it takes, when it hits the screen, depending on how far back it is, the lumen count breaks down a bit before it hits that white surface. But you're talking about 4,000 lumens, less than a foot hitting the screen that's all white or gray. Do you have any idea how much light is reflecting back in your environment? You ever seen the poltergeist where the entity leaves, and as it leaves, it basically takes the house and it balls it up, but there's this light pushing out in every little crack and cranny of that house? That's literally what your place must look like. Looking through a window like, what the frick is going on over there? Having a party in there? Yeah, because that thing's reflecting off your screen at a foot at 4,000 lumens. That's a lot of light. And that's one of the things I notice when I watch those demonstrations. I look at the back walls and I'm like, wow, look at the ceiling and the floor is pushing light everywhere. If you look at the entertainment center and you see all that light reflecting, yeah, that's right there. It tells you from the door, screen's not absorbing. You shouldn't be able to see any of that. You shouldn't be able to see the projector, nothing. You should see the light coming off the projector and that's it. That's all you should see. The entertainment center wouldn't even show up. If the screen was black, it absorbed all that. You wouldn't see it. I think we got to do that demonstration. We got to do in the dark, half and half, and we'll do a, oh, that'd be nice, because we got the white surface there. We could do it here. We'll do half of that on white, we'll do it with the lights out, and we'll do red, blue, and green, different colors, and you'll see on the white side, because my base at the bottom has a white board on it, we'll see on the white part how much that shows up and the side doesn't. I love doing those demonstrations, they're fun. We'll do one of those tonight. We don't have Mr. Mannequin with us. Mr. Mannequin's in storage. That was a good demonstration, Mr. Mannequin. Shows how much light comes back and hits you in the face. Not a good amount of light to hit you, especially when you got kids. Kids sitting in front of the screen where light's pushing back on them. Your mother ever tell you not to sit too close to a screen because it'll mess with your eyes? Projections have the same problems too. So basically, you hit the screen and all that light's reflecting back at you. That's not good. Now, as an adult, you can handle, but as kids, with their eyes are a lot more sensitive, they've taken a little bit more. So I'm going to do some research on that. On these white and gray screens, that the light that reflects back to your screen, how much damage can that cause to a child's eyes when they're, mind you, their eyes are still in the development stage. So I'm going to research that. I want hardcore facts on this. I'll go to medical doctors, whatever I got to do to get hardcore facts on that, and we can use it against your companies. Because that's curious, because I remember sitting in front of a screen, that rainbow effect is no freaking joke. You ever go through one of those before? I have. I only did it one time in my lifetime, and I will never forget that as long as I live. It is a really weird, jacked up experience. It's kind of like I've never been on acid, but if I was, it kind of feels close to it. It's a jacked up experience. And I actually saw one. I thought something was wrong with my head for a minute when I first saw one. I saw one on a white screen on the Epson DLP projector. DLP projectors trigger them. That's they trigger rainbow effects. These black screens, I've never seen one after that. But yeah, you ever been through one of them? And you do see rainbows. You do see multiple colors. It kind of feels like you're having a seizure. That's what it kind of feels like. It throws you around a bit. And that threw me out of my chair when I first saw it. And it just goes across the screen. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But I can say I actually experienced the rainbow effect. Never want to do it again, ever. Freaks me out. Oh, man. It makes your head feel like it's in a blender. Your brain feels like it's literally in a blender when you go through that process. But anyway, just curious to see how much harmful light pushes off a white screen. Now, mind you, like I said, when you're doing a distance throw, your lumen count breaks down before it makes contact with the screen. But an ultra short throw, that means you're right up on top of the screen at 4,000. The projector we have coming in is 38 lumens. So at 38 lumens, this should reflect a good amount of light back off a screen that's white and gray. Well, that should be an interesting test to run. Okay, got the surface done. We got 1,000 lumen projector kicking up in the room. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go get some other stuff in here too. I'm been watching this for a bit while I'm in here painting these other screens behind us. Because I'm doing other projects while we're talking right now. I got the floor to do. I'm finishing up with this screen over here. I got to order my panels, get my panels in. We got that new Quasar blue, that Astar, I think it is we call it. But anyway, that stuff is going to be absolutely gorgeous on that Epson projector. It's going to look incredible. And all you 4K high-end projectors, there's a challenge on that screen. At 150 inches, we'll have it at, maybe about 150 inches. You'll have to do that in a commercial environment. I want to see it. Come on, show me what you paid for. Can't get mad at me. Never get mad at me for it. You bought the projector at the end of the day. You advertised the projector. What's the problem? Get in a commercial environment. Show me a star field, an environment that a meter can't read. Show me what you paid for. My lumen, mind you, I'm at a much lower specification than you are. For some people think, oh, but your lumen count's extremely high. Lumen count has nothing to do with it. You know what lumen count does to a white and gray screen? It reflects more light on your screen. It washes your image out even faster. Did you know that? You're adding light to your screen. That's what you're doing. If you run a 7,000 lumen projector and you smack a screen with it, that's 7,000 lumens of extra light making contact with a screen that doesn't have the ability to absorb it. So you wash out faster. So that doesn't help you. Some people make the mistake and they go, well, maybe my lumen count's too low. Because they're thinking of lumen count in the environment. So you got all this light in the environment, right? Got your projector all the way back. They're talking about long throws. And your image is traveling on this light that's transferring across your screen. It's beautiful to think about that, right? You can't see it unless you put something up there and you can see it. That there's an image traveling on light. And then when it hits the surface, it produces and allows you to see it. That's what's fascinating about the lumen when it carries light, when it carries a picture. So as it's carrying your picture across the room, your lumens basically start to deteriorate, depending on how much light you have in the environment. And depending on how high the gain is on your screen, like if your screen has a minimum of 2.0 on your screen. That means the minimum requirement that you're going to need to get the screen to activate is 2.0. Even though, at the end of the day, if your screen's gray, or if it's white, you're still not going to pick up your contrast because you definitely can't read it. And some people feel if you get a higher lumen projector, this is going to be able to bounce off and reflect the light that's in the environment, give them 100% of their picture quality and 100% of their contrast quality and everything, because the lumen counts are really, really high. And that's going to basically reflect all the light in the environment and allow it to travel through. It's kind of like the equivalent of having a train that's made out of titanium armor. And as it's traveling through a war zone, you have all these different rockets that are attacking this train, hopefully to destroy it, to diminish it before it makes it across the goal line of basically to its home base. Now, you'll have some trains that come out there, they're extremely powerful. They're firing rockets at it all day long, and that thing won't even go down. They'll just keep on going, and they'll make it to destination. And you have some trains that don't have enough power, and they basically get destroyed. That's the best way to explain it. So, what's inside the train? Your precious cargo. Same thing like the lumens that travel off your projector. The lumens that travel from A to B is your train, and your image inside is your precious cargo. Now, by the time your train, with all that power, makes contact with the base, what's going to happen is basically, and I told you before, it's extra light. Now let's go back to try to explain the theory of it behind understanding how light travels. But let's talk about the light. You have extra light that will hit your screen. Your screen's already dealing with the light in the environment. It's already dealing with the light that basically is diminishing your screen because it's too much light in your environment. And you're going to hit it with an additional high-powered amount of light, which is going to wash the screen out even faster. That's why when you take high-powered little projectors like Ben used and you strike white screens with them, they're gone. Because you have 7,000 lumens that just made contact with your screen. And if you think that's not bright, walk in front of one of them. See what happens. I walked in front of it. I had to get used to 3,000. I walked in front of 3,000 all the time. I got used to now being in front of 3,000. So many times my eyes are kind of used to walking in front of 3,000. But when you walk in front of a projector and you cover your eyes because it hurts your eyes, imagine when it makes contact with a screen. So if it's that bright that you cover your eyes when you walk past it, imagine all that light when it makes contact with the screen. So your screen washes out even faster. So getting a projector with a higher lumen count, figuring that it's going to be this unstoppable train to travel through that war zone and make contact with the screen, the problem you're going to have here is the fact that you're also adding additional light to an environment, to a screen that's already having problems with the environment itself. So higher lumen counts won't help you. Lower lumen counts, even worse. That definitely is not going to help you. Your screen can't absorb. White and gray screens don't absorb light. They reflect it. That's why when you look in a demonstration, you'll see lights bouncing off the ceiling and floors and walls and stuff, because they basically reflect light. Darker screens absorb. So they're better at ambient light projection technology than a screen basically that's lighter, that doesn't have the ability to absorb light. It's like the equivalence of security cameras. If you walk in front of a security camera with anything white on, you know what happens? You turn into a flashlight. Your shirt, all that basically produces all this light that makes your face be seen a lot more easier, which I'm sure we're telling you this, but it's actually true. If you look at it, it's true. That's why people wear all black. You wear all black, you walk in front of a security camera, it doesn't have the ability to be able to reflect that light, and that light gets absorbed in black, so basically you don't see anything. It is what it is. That's why ninja outfits are not freaking white. Right? They are. It's pretty interesting, but they're usually all black. Better the cloak. Because, yeah, if you're out there in the night being a ninja wearing an all-white outfit, yeah, you're going to be easy to spot it than to get up. There he is right over there. You're wearing black, that's going to be kind of hard. Better the cloak. If you're out there in the snow, then it's a different story. Then you don't want to run around wearing black. But that's a different topic. All right, this one's done. We got this one finished. I'm going to do my floor display today. Got to work on a few projectors today. Ugh. Loving my 1,000 lumen hookup over here. Lumen projector with a 720p SVGA 600 by 800. That's what this projector is. 600 by 800. The other projector is an XGA. I feel sometimes when I use the 2700 lumen projector, we're just using too much power sometimes. That's how I feel, you know. But then again, this is from a guy who had projectors at 4,000, 5,000, but I had all projectors. I had tons of projectors. 4,000, 5,000. I had projectors from, I go to my count, I've had them from 50 lumens to 400 lumen projectors, 600 lumen projector, 800 lumen projectors, 900 lumen projectors, 1,000 lumen projectors. I had a 1,300 lumen projector, the Panasonic. That was like 16,000 to 1 contrast on that one. That's 1,500 lumen projector, yeah. I ran up just about everything I can get my hands on. And yet, the ultra short throw projector that sits that close to a screen literally can't do this. And people say, well, your projector's fine. Don't get me wrong. Your projector's fine. Your screen is horrible. That's what it is. That's why the customer who had the Epson LS800 showed you where he partially moved part of the projector over. His screen, that motorized projector screen, that was an Epson screen, by the way, designed for that particular projector. And that thing wouldn't even work. And when somebody say to me, well, how about you get your sister's projector and put, buddy, let me explain something to you. I've been around a lot longer. You don't know me. When I was around, you didn't even exist. You understand me? I've had my stuff on everything you could possibly name. On projectors you probably never even heard of. I'm not a noob. I've been here for a long time. So I've had my stuff on everything. I've had my stuff in movie settings. I've had my stuff in commercial settings. I had my stuff everywhere. I've seen my projectors on my technology flown down to locations to watch my technology fire up on machines that I've never even heard even existed. The Christie projectors, we didn't know about those things. Somebody brought one of those up. We got a chance to go in and check out somebody's setup and these projectors, and I was like, Christie's, what the frick are these? And I was like, oh, these are high-end, top-tier projectors. Never heard of them. That's why we have Christie's, because I learned all that stuff and being in places where people had high-powered machines in there, and that's how I knew about this stuff. You probably don't even know what a Christie is. You're talking about an Epson. What about Christie? Barcode, Ronco. And there's another company too. I got to buy their projectors because I found out that their projectors have parts in it from Focus and Christie in them. And I'm like, I've never even heard, but it's another top tier projector. They're from Germany. You talk about high end projectors. Christie's are high end projectors. You can take a Christie projector, Christie Ultra Short Throw at 3,500 lumens. Wait, no, sorry, not 35, 3,000 lumens, which still costs you $3,500 right from the door. Oh, used would cost you $3,500. The same price the P2 would cost you. Christie setups are very expensive. If you're talking about the Christie projector, the LX800, LX 400, that projector, you can get that on eBay for roughly like $100. But you buy it brand new, that thing's gonna cost you $2,000, brand new. It's an SVGA. The LX is an SVGA, and the LW is a XGA. That'll cost you $2,000 without the lens. You're not getting the lens with it. You got to buy that lens separately. You want to get a 4K version of Christie? You got 80, 90 grand laying around, so that's what it's going to cost you. And again, no lens, because you will pay for the lens separately. As you can find somebody who has a lens in it, which is going to be rare, because usually most time they pull those lenses out when there's particular caliber projectors, like the the Christie LW 505s. Those particular projectors, majority pull those lenses out. So you're talking about top tier. Barcode, I never heard you mention a barcode at all. I don't think he knows what that is. That's an extremely expensive projector. I saw a barcode going for $250. It had no lens and no lamp in it. When you see a projector missing the lens and the lamp, that tells you right there that replacing that is going to be very expensive. They don't know anything about that because they don't know anything about that field and venues. They say they know venues, but how many venues have you had to say you've known venues? How many screens have you done in venue caliber sizes? You know, you have to do sizes over 100 inches when you're showing off venues. You have to be the show at 250. Max, the biggest we got was 250 on the screen. So you're going to have to show that. Because companies out there that are max have 250-inch screens or have 180s or 200-inch screens, they want to see your product being displayed on that level before they even buy from you. So you're going to have to show that. Can't take a venue projector sticking out there, no venue. You don't even know how to prepare those things. So with that being said, yeah, the barcode projector I saw for $250. Usually they go for, this is a 720p. This isn't no 1080p projector. Ain't even close. It's a 720p projector. They wanted $250 for it. I'm thinking $250. Usually I saw that projector. They want a couple of grand for that projector. Why is it so cheap? So I was just about to pull the trigger. I was just about to pay for it. Something said, go find out how much the lamp and lens is going to cost. The lamp for those projectors is $1,500. And the lens form is roughly around, close to around 10 grand. It's about 10 grand for a lens. That's a stick time on this. Yeah, so anyway, as I said before, that's a standard lens. No wide expansion lens, no zoom lens, forget about ultra short. Just don't even go there at the end of the day. You just bought a Tesla if you're talking about ultra short throw lenses for that particular type of projector. You don't believe me? Go look it up. How much it runs for. That's a basic, that's a 720p model. Now, if you're talking about roughly you want to get a 4K, man, then I hope you got the money for it because you literally just bought a small house. They are not cheap. You can spend $1 million or $1 million. You spend $2 million on a projector. There's a friend of mine, she wanted to start a movie theater, like a drive-in theater. And she's thinking these projectors are roughly going to cost her maybe, I'd say most likely like $4 or $5 grand. That's what she's thinking that's going to cost her. No. You're talking about a couple $1 million for a projector like that. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at easy a couple $1 million. She's lucky if she got one. She found one used, an older model for $250,000. So when you talk about high-end projectors, what do you think, man? You think I just came here? You think I just popped up and I just came here? Have you not researched who I am at the end of the day? You not go back into my archives and see how far and how deep I go in, or how many demonstrations I've done? I'm up to 11,000 demonstrations. I said I wanted 11,000 demonstrations done before the end of the year, and I've already peaked it already. This is nothing. When I get off, when I sit off from here and I go jump into other places, because I'm going to be on set all the time, which is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'll be out. I like being in the office. I like working in the office, but I'll be out and about everywhere. And I plan to go everywhere, man. I plan to go everywhere. With this technology, I'm going to be everywhere. Inside, outside, everywhere. Recording everywhere. And if it gets good enough, I might bring me in a recording crew to follow me around and record everything that I do when I'm basically showing up here and doing this and doing that. Might as well. Why not? Put somebody on the payroll. We can all go out, eat, do something, chill, go out and do demonstrations. That'd be fun. Hook them up with a screen. They got a screen, I got a screen. We're doing the portables all over the place. That'd be freaking cool. I'm going to love that. Get a couple of people to do that and be in different locations all over the place. I'm going to have a ball with this. If you thought that the demonstrations I do on YouTube are insane, I'm going to have a ball. I got entire Allentown as my playground, and I'm going to have a ball. We're going to have screens popping up everywhere for demonstrations. I'm going to have a ball. So with that being said, this is why we're getting all set up. Because when we're doing all these demonstrations out there, and we're passing on our business cards and brochures, they're going to say, hey, where are you guys located at? Where you guys are set up at? So we can come by and check out some of your stuff. And here we are right here. We got the office set up. They come in here, set up a set of screens and everything. We got a nice big conference room downstairs to do all our contract negotiations and everything right there. Very professional, high-class building. Can't just walk in this unit. It's virtually impossible. It's a security unit. You have to have special security clearance to walk into one of these buildings. So when they come in, they can see my information. If there's a bulletin board that pops up, and you can see my company's name up there along with everybody else's in this building. They can buzz me in. It comes up on my cell phone. So they buzz in, my cell phone rings. I come in and go downstairs, and I can see them right there, and I meet with them. And we come up, and we check out my office and see the stuff up there. Then there's a conference room downstairs. We can go in and we can do all the transactions right from there. This place is set up. That's why I was blessed to come here. So we're ready to go. The next stage is just to get this area set up in here, get this done, and then get the equipment we need and everything to go broadcast and show out pamphlets and stuff on our technology everywhere else. Rent out all our spots. So we're good to go. Now we got the floor dried. Well, 4 of the panels, so I just need 4 of them to show off. And I do want to show this off real quick here. Let me see. If you're wondering why the screen is not in 16:9, mind you, Old Faithful's an old projector. She's old. She doesn't do 16:9. She doesn't have that capability. That's why I love her, because she's an old projector. Yeah, and she looks like this on our screen in a fully lit environment. Let me go over and grab something real quick. Old Faithful. She does the job. She does it. Let me do something real quick, people. Okay, is this one dry? Did we do this one already? This one's dry already. Okay, cool. It's done. I gotta set up a floor projection for that. This is a screen right here I just finished for something. We're getting a 48 by 48 sample sheet of aluminum from this company. I'm ordering some samples from them to see which company I want to go with to start working on the aluminum screens, because I want to get to work on that project too. We have to have those samples here ready to go, so when they come in we can show them everything we have. And we have screens right now that we have that are submerged. They're going to be submerged underwater, showing projector mapping applications pushing through them.
We do too.
I love that commercial because I'm a student. Either back away, peasant. It's funny. I like that commercial. We're in there too. Okay, let's see. I find it interesting. I like it when older people go back to college. I think that's really cool. And it's interesting because, the college kids look at them like, oh, you're old, you're this, that, and the other. But you have to understand, when you're in college at the end of the day, their life has already started. They've already done. They've got the house, they got the car, they're just going back getting a better degree so they can basically advance their life a little bit more. But they've gotten to the point where you have to get to. That's where you have to get to. They've already crossed that bridge. I mean, the best thing you can learn is experience, because they're experienced. They have knowledge that you don't have yet. You're trying to get your house. You're trying to get a nice car in your driveway. You're trying to get a good job and all that. You don't have any experience at all, period, to be in the level that they're on. So what you could learn, instead of making fun of them, is sit down and get information from them, like, hey, so how do you do this and how do you do that? Because, again, they have worldly experience that you don't even have yet. They're coming in to upgrade, while you're still sitting there thinking like, I still got this old armor on. People come in and they upgrade and they got that advanced armor on, and you still got the armor that came standard with the game. That's pretty much you have. You have standard armor and they got advanced armor. They're just upgrading their armor. So, you can learn from that instead of making fun of them. Heck, if I basically had someone in class that had all that from the door, they had life experience, I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can from them. I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can. Some college kids don't even know how to food shop. They don't know how to cut out coupons and how to save money, how to do any of that stuff whatsoever. Can't even sew your own clothes. You know how to sew your own clothes. Some can't even wash their own clothes. They take it home and let mom do it. And you should not do it yourself. So you can learn all that. That's a person that got worldly experience that you can learn from. Heck, I make money off that. I pop into school, basically, take a class in philosophy, because philosophy is the easiest thing you can take up in college. It is. If you want to get an easy grade, I know plenty of people just take up philosophy, it's easy pass. Take that up. Why? Because you're still in school, because you're already taking a class. And I teach a class on basically worldly knowledge, because that comes in handy. A lot of people can't balance a checkbook. You'd be surprised. They don't even know how to shop. Take them all shopping. Teach them how to buy groceries. Teach them how to cut out coupons. You start a whole business right there. You know how much money you save in coupons? I used to think coupons were an absolute joke until I watched my ex-girlfriend buy like $1,000 worth of items, and I think I only had to spend like something like $20. I was like, are you kidding me? These things actually work? I'm sitting there throwing these things in the trash. The coupons. I mean, I know, excuse me, I'm ignorant on that one. Thinking that, hey, this is a waste of time. Just spend the money. Just spend the money. Just spend the money. And here we go into a supermarket and we walk out with like almost $1,000 worth of merchandise, and I'm only spending like $20. I'm like sitting there baffled. You know what I mean? You know how you basically get that, you got mail, and that process, then you got mail. That's going on in my head. Like, you mean to tell me I threw out thousands and thousands of dollars of coupons like a freaking idiot? If I had learned how to work the system, do you have any idea how much money I would have saved on food and toilet paper and freaking toothpaste and freaking deodorant and just everyday household things I could have saved all this money on? One time we walked up in the place, we walked out with a ton of stuff. I think it cost me $2. You know how crazy that is when you're spending $2 and you got like 3 or 4 shopping carts full of stuff? So I'm thinking like, wow. So if you're good at couponing, yeah, I'll take up a course in college. I'll take up a course for, or even if you don't have to take a course up, you can basically set up online classes or whatever, or basically onboard classes where we can teach college kids to go in and shop. Teach them how to shop. That basically carries on to when they get married and have kids. They know how to cut coupons. They know how to save money at the end of the day. They know how to run a household. Teach them things that they need to know. Like how to properly wash your clothes without basically getting the reds and blues and all that mixed up and colors coming out pink and all that other nonsense. Some people don't know how to do that. And they probably use a washing machine properly. So stuff like that. Worldly information that you will need to know. Most college kids that come to school, go to college, they eat out every day. What do they call it? The 5 year, something you gain weight. You gain a lot of weight in that time. Anyway, yeah. Teach them how to make meals. Leftovers is not a bad thing. Leftovers is fantastic. I have no idea why people don't like leftovers. I freaking love leftovers. Your food marinates. It marinates. Especially spaghetti. I love spaghetti. Let's get down. Color changing. Slow color changing. Yeah, teach them that. My mother taught us all that stuff. To cook, clean, all that stuff. Sew our own clothes. We learned all that stuff from her. I have never once, a day in my life, ever had a woman wash my stuff. Never. I wash my own stuff. Bag myself up, go drop to the laundromat, go wash my own stuff. That's it. Go wash her stuff, go wash their stuff. I'm going there anyway. That's time. That's less that she has to worry about on her plate at the end of the day. She got enough going on. She don't got to worry about washing your stuff too. Go wash your own stuff. And wash everybody else's stuff while you're out there. Wash your work clothes and all that stuff. If you ain't good with a washing machine, you're not even wash by hand. Put a laundry, what you call them out there? You wash your clothes, dry them out there. They did that the old-fashioned way before they had washing machines. You know, clothesline and hang yourself up and dry it. But anyway, yeah, I think that'd be interesting to just go in and just teach kids, your college kids that are going, or your young adults, basically things they would need in life in order to be able to survive. Because again, if you're going to fast food restaurants all the time or fast food places to eat, that's going to get your money up. You have to learn how to make meals. And when you make meals, you're going to have to learn how to be able to take those meals and use them to make other meals, which you should know how to do. Because food costs money. And that's one of the things they learn when they get out in the real world, that they have a high school, they have a college education, but they don't have worldly knowledge. And again, they'll also find at the end of the day, too, that experience is everything. You can have a guy who's been working on a job this way. If I work running my company and I got a guy who never went to college, but he has experience in driving a bulldozer, right? He's got on his resume sheet, it shows he's operated multiple machines. He can even repair these machines if they go down. And you have a college degree and some kind of engineering, whatever, guess who I'm hiring? I'm hiring him. He's experienced. He has worldly knowledge. That's why he's going to get the job over you. You don't have any experience in the field. I got to bring somebody in to train you at the end of the day. It ain't going to cost me jack to train him. Heck, he could train other people. He's worth a lot of money to me. So I could bring him in. He could train 4 of my workers over here. You, on the other hand, you can't train those other workers over there. I got to get somebody to train you. Probably got to get somebody over there that's already in my field to train you, which that chances are what's going to happen. So, yeah, worldly experience. That's why it's good if you as you're in college, whatever field you're taking, take an internship or whatever, so you can get a feel of it all. But still, you're going to have some time in the field. You definitely have to have time in the field in order for them to basically to beef up that resume. Just because you got it down on paper that you went to school and you have high marks doesn't really mean jack at the end of the day. They want somebody with worldly experience in the field. That's what they want. So it don't mean anything at all. If I got somebody at the end of the day, like I said, can operate the machines and stuff, and I don't care if he's a high school dropout. It doesn't make a difference. His experience is what we need. I don't care at the end of the day about the diploma or if you graduated or if as long as you got enough degree where you can read and write and whatever, you can get past the basics and you know how to do that, hey, fine, you got a job with us. No problem whatsoever. We need experience. We don't need something on the paper that looks pretty. So if we have, if it's just you and you got something on there, hey, we'll hire you. If we got nobody there, we'll bring you in there. We'll bring a guy in here to train you. Then next thing you know, you'll learn. You'll train somebody else, and then we can use you. But if it's between you and another guy at the end of the day, and you went to college, you want to brag, I went to college and so and so, and I graduated, and the other guy is saying that, hey, I have experience out in the field. I worked at this company, that company, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, he got the job over you. He's experienced. I can put him on the floor right now. He can run any machine we got in there. I know truck drivers like that only drive trucks. I got a guy who's a truck driver. He drives the automatic, and he drives the 16 and 18 ships tractor trailers. You know, those were the old boys back in the day. He drives those. He can actually operate a sky crane. He operates just about anything you could possibly name. Cement mixing trucks, bulldozers, all that stuff. Because he's expanding. Look, I don't stop at just truck driving. I want to learn as much as I possibly can. That's a person that's extremely valuable. Because again, if Jack is sick and he's not operating sky crane, I got somebody that can. He's usable. We can use him in anything. We got older trucks in there that run gear shifts. Most people can't ride those. They're on automatics. He can run those trucks. Guess what? He's valuable, extremely valuable. So he may get paid more than the rest of you because he's more valuable. And he can train anyone coming in because he's trained and then qualified in that field. So it doesn't make a difference what you have on paper at the end of the day sometimes if that experience level is what they want. You can be a new chef coming out of a school, and you can have a guy who's been there 10 years in the field, and he don't even have a degree, but he basically at the end of the day, and they back it up, they're gonna make this food. His food's gonna be far better. He's more experienced than you. I'm gonna hire him. He's gonna bring people in my restaurant. You're just a beginner. You don't know much. Now, I may just hire you and make you. He's gonna be your boss either way. He's gonna be the one teaching you. Even though people get hired, well, I have a degree and you don't. It doesn't make a difference. He has world experience. He can teach you stuff that you can't learn in class. Hands-on, people. Hands-on. Experience is actually worth more than your college diploma. And for those people saying, well, I've got the degree and so on, I understand that. You do. But you don't have the experience. You can have a new lawyer, have a degree and all that, so and so and so, and you can have someone that's been in the field and won cases left and right, and he's going to be higher invested than you. He has the experience. You're still wet behind the ear. And I know, basically, you have to get that knowledge so you can get in that door too, but, you'll get in there eventually, and you'll get that worldly knowledge. Everybody gets it, and you'll be in there too, and you'll be looking at somebody else the same way, like, well, when I started, I was young and I didn't know jack. There you go. Everybody repeats this same speech. Let me see. But that's how I would do it. I think I'm just saying. Now, again, if it was a woman and she was more experienced, and the man goes, "Well, I'm a man. I'm gonna get the job anyway because I'm a man." And don't play yourself that way, because that's not gonna happen. It's experience. That's it. You got more experience, you get hired. She got more experience, she gets hired. That's it. Somebody get mad over that. You freaking, what do you call them? People at the end of the day that feel that women should get paid less. And they feel that women should be at the lower end of the ladder. Get out of here with that dumb nonsense. Go tell your wife that. See how that turns out for you. You'll be sleeping on the couch, right? Eating cold toast because you didn't learn how to cook at the end of the day. Yeah. Their experience, they get paid more than you. That's how that works. Ain't no such thing as, oh, because she's a woman and I'm a man, that I should get paid more because I'm a man. I don't want your attitude in my business at the end of the day. I don't want you working for us at all if that's your attitude. Got other women who work here. You got to show respect for everybody. That's take your male chauvinist, dinosaur, prehistoric ways someplace else. So we don't got time for that nonsense. We don't go for that. Let me see. Color slow. Color slow. That color slow right there. Color slow. Slow colors. Yes. Look, I'm not into that. She qualifies. She got the job. That's all. She's better qualified than you. She got the job. Bye-bye. Now, you can try again. Go ahead. But at the end of the day, she's going to get the job. Never believe that if you come into my workplace at the end because you're a man, at the end of the day, that you feel that you're going to get the job over a woman that's more qualified than you. Yeah. Not going to happen. Slow color. We can put down slow color would have been better. Slow color. For some reason, I'm not bringing it up slow. Oh, because I got fans in front of the whatchamacallit. Yeah, stop doing that. Slow, not snow color. Now you're putting down the same thing in there. That's why they brought that up. I don't know what that snow color is. I don't know what that is. Snow color. Sunny day, chasing the clouds away. Oh. That's messed up. That is messed up. Are we doing this? I love people at the end of the day. They literally got a professional race car to follow around people who deliver food to make sure they're doing their job correctly. I think that's annoying as I don't know what, but still the car is cool. Okay, so what we're doing here, people, just for kicks and giggles, because we do this all the time, and Taco's over in the corner. Taco, how you doing, buddy? You all right over there? You're kind of quiet today. Why are you so quiet? Oh, the 40,000 kisses tax. Anyway, so as you can see, fully lit environment, plenty of bright lights in here, right? And we're on a 1,000 projector, and as you can see, the white surface ain't picking up jack. It shows you how amazing our technology is. We do this on a fully lit environment. I love doing this. I got to do these demonstrations when people come in. I can't wait. You have no idea how excited I'm about doing tests. It's not tests. It's more demonstration, because these are stuff we have to do in tests. I want to make it a challenge so badly. But it's no point in making challenges anymore. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to come to a challenge. You know why? Because I'll never do it. We launched all those challenges, and they never did any of them. None of them. So because of that, we're just going to go full broadcast. We're going to go into get a whole setup. We're going to put in world cameras so people can see this from China, all different countries. Nobody's setting it up. He's the IP. He's the network encryption coding. We call him the Matrix. That's his name. He's going to do the whole setup. Those cameras will pick up everywhere in the world. Anyone can log in from anywhere in the world and see that technology. They show you at the end of the day that our technology is going to be more superior and more affordable. You even get a chance to see the reactions, because people would know as they're coming in. They can sign a waiver, because the waiver is at the door when they come in, that cameras are recording worldly. And if they feel they don't want to go in, they have to come in. But people don't mind. At the end of the day, just going and checking out stuff. And they can tell you, you've seen all over the world. Other people will see you too. And they can see your reaction to technology. Now, I know we have individuals at the end of the day that may want to act up. I have some special security that's installed, going to be there to make sure we have people that don't act up and carry on. If you think you want to go now, come down there and carry on, act up. I just put it this way: the security is extremely good. And again, like I said, City Hall isn't that far away, and the prison system that we have here in Allentown isn't either. So unless you want to spend some time over there, I was just act right when you come over. Just basic common sense. Shame you got to put stuff in there, but you got people that don't know how to act right. You got people that are call themselves being adults. They have kids, they have families, but yet they'll drive down to Allentown to carry on and act up. That these guards aren't no joke at the end of the day. You will get broke up, so you know that. Being said in a nice way, you'll get broke up. So you can sit there and say you'll sue, you can't do jack at all, period. You can't do a thing. You're on my property. You're threatening people. If you're coming to threaten people and carrying acting up, then they're allowed to use force on you. And mind you, there's police all over Allentown. It wouldn't be hard to get you locked up. And I'll have you down here, away from your state or wherever you came from, and you'll pop up in the courtroom. There'll be cameras and witnesses showing what you did, and I will make sure that we can keep you over in that jail there for a little bit. And you don't want to be over there. Can you imagine that? Waking up in the morning, having freedom to be able to choose what you want to eat, go to the bathroom when you want to, this, that, and the other, and now you're sitting up in a prison cell. You know how fast that transaction goes down? So, come in, enjoy the screens and technology. If you don't like it, then don't show up. That's all to it. But if you want to come down and check it out, you come check it out. That's it. Simple and plain. But if you can't use common sense, you can't be an adult at the end of the day, you might run the risk, if you swing at one of the guards, to get yourself hurt. Pretty bad. And two places you're going to be sitting at, either in the hospital or you're going to be sitting over and freaking over in the police station. And we will file charges against you, so you know. So, common sense. It's basic common sense. Anywhere you go, you have to have common sense. That's how it works in the world. So be a part of society, or basically you can be separated and you can be someplace else. Anyway, I can't believe I have to have conversations like this. My channel was set up for adults only, and I literally have to have this conversation. It's just freaking crazy we have to have conversations like this. They have these new camera systems set up down here, which is interesting. You ever seen these things? I gotta show you the tall boys. It's huge. You might have them over in Walmart, because you see them over in Walmart too. They're this huge camera system. They have these it's like a long giant antenna with all these cameras wrapped around them. And this thing talks. It tells you that they're monitoring. They're live. You know things are live, right? There are people in there watching, in booths that are watching those cameras go on. They're not basically unmanned cameras. Those cameras are manned cameras. There are people in those cameras. I told you there's jobs everywhere, literally. But there are people in those cameras watching everything. And they put that sound out that says, and the day you're being watched, you're being monitored. They're not joking by that. There are people literally watching you do dumb stuff. And I watched this guy over by 7-Eleven. He could have turned the corner, but he's on a dirt bike. He thought the need to cut across the sidewalk and come down the other end, which he could have killed somebody. And guess what? No sooner than he got in the block, they had him locked up. That fast. His license plate, all that information came up that quick. He didn't get that far. I told you, there's police all over Allentown. They're all over the place. You can't go anywhere. That's why we don't have shoplifting down here. It's virtually impossible to shoplift down here. Where are you going to go? The minute you walk out the door, there's cops literally everywhere. I've never seen so many police. But then again, when you have a small area and it's basically impacted by so many police, there's nothing. You can't do anything. The FBI building's over here, and then you have there's several different police units over there. Yeah, good luck on all that. You're not going anywhere. If you're sitting right over there in that prison unit, right over, that's where you're sitting at. And there we go. That guy got locked up. As soon as I got up on the block, I seen the police already had him fenced off already. That fast, they got him that quick. Now I just thought, all he had to do was just turn the block like everybody else. That's all he had to do. No, he had to be a hot shot. Did that right in front of the camera, right on the 7-Eleven lot, cut right across. He could have killed somebody walking out of a store and walking down the sidewalk. Who thinks a bike? What's the last thing that comes to your mind when you're basically walking down a sidewalk that a car or a bike is going to come up on a sidewalk out of nowhere? Now I can see if you see it coming, okay, but out of nowhere, you turn a corner, bam, get hit by a car. You would never even think of that. That's why you can't do dumb stuff. And all he had to do was turn the corner. That joker just spent his time in jail now. That's why I said, do things correctly. You get up in the morning, you have freedom. You can go here, you can go there, you can go do this, you can go do that. And you can mess it up for yourself and you can end up behind bars doing something stupid. I just sat there and pondered that whole thing. Like, wow, that guy got up in the morning, got dressed, got ready for work, jumped on his dirt bike, and basically all he had to do was just wait for the lights and turn the corner like everybody else. No, let's decide to cut across a corner and we could kill somebody in the process of causing a car accident because we got another area on that side of cars come out of a parking area. Could have killed somebody because you want to do something stupid. Want to be a bad boy, whatever you want to be in the day. Well, now you can be a bad boy in prison. With a bunch of other people in there. Jeez. And then you're sitting in the prison cell, then in the holding cell, wondering what did you do to get to this situation? You just don't act. You gotta act like an adult. Freedom is a gift. It is. It's a gift. You have freedom is a gift. It is. You can have it. You can have it. It can be taken away. Where we at right there? We got the collar. The collars, right? Collars right there. Reason why when you see me doing these demonstrations, you go, "Welcome, Mr. Bird." Doesn't really, concentrate on the video. We've done these so many times, it's not even funny. I can sit here and read a book and you guys could watch this. We've done it. I don't have to be here in fear that the screen's not going to work right. We've done this dozens of times. Usually most time when I'm showing this off to investors, or maybe like I have to go to some place and show up the screen, I'm rarely in the room. I just walk off and just leave and go check out the stuff that they have going around. And maybe have some screens in the corner, some new projectors I've never seen before. I'll be over there. I don't know what to do there for the presentation. I just come and say, hey, look, here's the screen. It's going to be to produce better than the white level, so and so and so. Technically, I'm going to go take a walk around your unit. I'll be back if you need me. Just call me. That's it. I go walk around the unit because I don't have to be there because I know the screen's designed to do its job. When technology is self-reliant, you really don't have to be there for it. That's it. Now we're done. That's it. Let's go take a walk and do something. That's it. So at 1,000 lumens, yes, we can register in here at 1,000 lumens easy on our projector, and we can show a white surface laid against it. What the heck is my freaking back for this thing? Oh, it's right over here. And that's it. Easy McCheesy. Let's go over here and let's come out of this. If you're wondering, the screen paint is magenta. It is our black royal magenta. This is what the color for this technology is. And the paint is called our FLEG Infinity 1 Black, and this is the Color Quasar collection. We're going to be pretty soon have our blue set up here. Oh, I can't wait for the blue. We're going to have our blue set up on our giant massive screen we built on this side. I'm going to just twin the camera around. And that is going to be using our Epson 3800 lumen projector ultra short throw. It's going to blow the whole surface up. We're still going to bring in a bookcase unit. I need the bookcase unit for the portrait mode because I have to bring it. I got to get in Chrissy LW or LX. And then we got some Pico projectors coming in because I got a new screen paint. We're working for Picos, and I'm definitely going to be showing off pretty soon. Theater on the go. Definitely want to show it off. I want to do a theater to go. I do a demonstration in the snow all the time. So I do want to take this nice little portable system outside in the snow, which would be much easier than dragging cables and cords and stuff like the last time in fear of getting electrocuted, but we didn't go. It's good. And I'm going to do a theater on the go outside in the snow. And I want to do something where I can sit down and watch some Christmas movies and get some cocoa from Dunkin' Donuts and get some donuts and stuff like that, and go out there and watch a movie on my setup outside in the snow on the theater on the go. I can't wait. So we're going to take our unit different places. We're going to take it in different places and watch movies and stuff. Now, the theater on the go comes with a 50 to 40 inch to 50 inch screen, which we're going to be doing some updates on the website for it. It is going to come with the Philips projector portable. That's free with the unit, and it's going to come with either wired or Bluetooth speakers with it. That's the whole package that's going to come with it. So can't wait to get all that set up and ready to go. This is going to be fantastic for those of you in the RV life. You know, when the setup in there. I was blessed to get hooked up with a guy who has a nice RV lot. He's waiting for us to come up this summer to set up so we can do some demonstrations in an RV because I thought that'd be nice to do. The tiny home living. That's also too. I have a friend of mine does tiny homes. She does camping. She's going to be testing with the screens out for us, so that's fantastic right there. I see a lot of these new apartment complexes over here in Allentown, and they have these nice sized balconies. You know, they're not huge, but for that particular setup, it would be fantastic. I mean, basically, the projectors do have Netflix and Hulu, and they do have apps built in, so that's pretty nice right there. So, can't wait to be able to show off some of the stuff we're working on. And then on top of that, we're going to build that. I've got to build a bigger PC for what I'm designing for my main PC, but I am going to build me a portable PC that I can carry around. And it is going to have the glass on the side of it coated, turned into a screen. So basically, I can game off my screen. Definitely going to do that. All right, let's go over here. We got our slow color change out. Let's grab. It's going to be a bit of a long video. We do it, which I had a lot of stuff to show you today. A lot to show you. I still got to come back in and do the floor demonstration, and I still got to get finished mapping out the sides that we're going to do right here for this screen over here. Let me see. Whoops. I'm going to do Home Alone or something like that, or watch some demonstrations or something in the snow. Oh, or watch snow in the snow. I don't even know. It's going to be pretty fun. Let's see. Snow. That shows you where our white levels lay at right there. Oh, where's my black paint? What did we do to what you were going to sample with the black paint on it? I need that. Hey, I know why you're mad. Come here. I forgot to give you your treat. I gotta find our black paint. Where did our black paint at? Yeah. I found it! Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Our black paint. Let me see. That's not it. Come on, man. Really? Organize. Gotta organize. Gotta organize. Gotta organize. I've got all this done. I gotta organize even more organized. Just had a bunch of. I think they're way over there. In the wrong area. Excuse me. Why would you do that? This is the reason why you guys are horrible in merging in traffic. You would be horrible at it. The minute I take off, he takes off. You see me coming. Let me take off at the same time he takes off. So there's a possibility of, don't you even think about that. You know better than that. You fall and knock that over. Come on, man. I just painted that. Leave that alone, please. Let me walk the same time you walk. So there's a possibility of you tripping over me. They'd be horrible. Cats would be horrible drivers. I'm sorry, you would be. Can you imagine them getting the zoomies? Driving. Especially if one was driving a Corvette and you got the zoomies. I'll just take off. Take off down the road. Oops. See? And that's the reason why it does not pay to be in the area too much, buddy. You know you want to be on camera all the time. Right. Nope. So that right there, excuse me, again, you gotta move. Come on, brother. Get out of the way. Let me get past. I got things to do. Now that right there is everyday black paint laying against our product right there at 1,000 lumens. We got to show you off that. I told you, we just had this conversation, didn't we? We literally had this conversation. I told you that if you have done the demonstration of testing your product, you got to move, buddy. Come on, come on, come on. Go back to your bunker, because you're sitting in an area you're not supposed to be at. And it's just telling you you're not supposed to be there. All right? And it's going to stay this time. I put it on a repeat. But anyway, we just had this conversation. And the conversation we had when I said that, you know, if your products are really, really tested for real, and one of the product tests you have to do is your product has to go against the same product that's going to match your product. Like I said, black paint for us, it'd be gray paint for others. And you know, you got some people who've done these tests, but they failed at it miserably, and they don't ever want to do it again. They never ever want to do that test ever again. If they really passed that test as he said they did, you would see that test being done all the time. Every time you turn around, they'll be doing it. It'll be posted to the website, the performance sites. We do this everywhere because we know that our product doesn't match black paint. So we know our customers are getting what they paid for. But if you're not doing these demonstrations, keep in mind, someone could easily buy gray paint and say that your product did this or the other. They can do all kinds of stuff to you if your stuff is not tested correctly. There's no way where if we get videos back and someone shows us a picture and they say, hey, look, this is how dark your product came out, we know it's black paint from the door because we've done these tests already. So that means we could drag you put you into a courtroom and say, hey, look, you basically went and did a bunch of YouTube videos claiming that our products look like this, and we can take it to court and you lose because we can show it doesn't match black paint. And we can show that what you were trying to claim to be our product is black paint and not our product. And again, lawsuit. Our stuff is tested. Like I said, play if you want. You'll find yourself sitting in the courtroom and crying to a judge that you don't have the money to pay out. But again, once the judgment goes through, you have to pay it. Or we'll just execute judgment on you. That's why you don't do dumb stuff. Please don't mistake me to be like everybody else. Do not put me in the category of everybody else thinking my stuff's not tested. Because you will get a court order to your front door and you will find out that we are different. You're going to have a rough time of it. And if I'm on a nice day, I'll send you a cease and desist order, which will tell you to back it down. If you don't listen to that, then guess what? You're looking at millions of dollars in lawsuits. And maybe, if you've been doing it enough time, you're looking at some jail time coming up too also, too. So again, can't express it enough. Don't put me in the categories of everybody else. You'll find out the hard way. But anyway, you should be, anyone making these products, you should be doing these tests. Gray versus gray, we should be seeing tons of demonstrations in fully lit environments, ultra short throw projector, pico projectors, venue projectors, inside, outside, on fabric, on black paint, on film, on plastics. We did all that stuff. That's why we have a huge, massive black versus black list, which again, I might have to put, I'm putting on the Christopher site. We're going to put a Christopher site on black versus black, all our demonstrations. I want them all in one hit. So that way we can take the entire page. Crystal Edge is being converted into an information page, but there is also 2 shopping carts on it. That's where we're going to start our cinema starter kits on there. So I got to work on that today too. So I get that finished and done. Oh, okay. So let's do something funny. But yeah, these tests right here for the people make screen paint products, this message is for you. I should be seeing more of these demonstrations on your products. The fact that I can't find any, and the ones I do find that we were able to get before you deleted them off your account, clearly shows that your product doesn't work. As for the customers, speaking to you, this is what you should be requesting from them. They can't give you these tests, then you go elsewhere. Look at you, Taco, looking like a dog walking past. With the whales. Taco, come here, buddy. Come here. The screen tried to take you out several times. You trying to take me out, man. Trying to take you out, not your fault. That's your spot where you sit at. The screen just tried to take you out. You're good, man. You're good. Yeah. Got to do these tests, man. Got to do it. People get mad at me because I say you got to do tests. Well, you're going to get mad at your customers too because we're training everybody, telling everybody these are the tests you should be looking for. When I'm in that showroom and I'm showing this technology off everywhere for the world to see, these demonstrations are going to come up. Every demonstration that I sat on camera and I did a match and better on, it's going to be done in that environment for everybody to see. I'm going to self-aware everybody. I got to figure a way how to get the batch number verifications out there. So what better way to basically set up our showrooms with network cameras where everybody in the world can see our technology right there in crystal clear 4K. So they can come in and see what they should be expecting. We got to rewrite this nonsense, this whole protocol, dark environment, high-powered projector nonsense. Forcing customers calibrating, spending money for expensive projectors because the screens are lacking. We need to reverse that process. And there are people that are upset by this decision that I'm going to make. Well, that's not my problem at the end of the day. If you were doing things by the book and doing things right and then get lazy and started following that protocol nonsense where, you know, this is the way it has to be. You have to be in these dark environments. You have to calibrate. Pushing your customers to be forced into this, you wouldn't be in the situation you're about to get into pretty soon.
As you may have heard, this year there are 4 incredible new.
You should be able to run those tests. Those tests should be a black versus black test, gray versus gray. Whatever you have your shade is, you have to get a paint that matches it. And you should be doing those demonstrations constantly. And if you turn out the lights, you couldn't pass that test. So being in the dark won't help you either. You take it outside, won't help you either. You can't match it. Now you see the difference between the black paint and our fabric? Do you see it on our product? Do you see that how it doesn't match it at all? There's no such thing as a yellowish tone nonsense. No, it doesn't match. When you go, someone takes you to court and they say, hey, look, your product matches this house paint. And you say, well, it's a little, ours is a little dark, it's a little lighter. Yeah, but that's not really a big difference. Because if I'm sitting back from here, I can't make out the difference. If I got to get that close to a screen to see the difference, there's a problem there. So when you see somebody sitting that close up on the screen and say, look, there's a difference. I'm going to be sitting that close to the screen to watch it? To see the difference? No. When you're sitting back 11 feet, I'm not going to recognize anything going on, especially when you got live motion moving on the screen. I'm not going to be able to see the difference in that. All I see right now is the fact that I just sat there and spent, at the time when he was doing this, $85. Because we paid for it. We paid $85. At one point, we paid $90, but $85 for a quart of something that I could have done at a gallon for far less. I can go over and get Sherwin-Williams for $23 a gallon. PPG, I can pick that up for around $20 a gallon. So again, at the end of the day, I mean, I gotta know what I'm getting at the end of the day. Whatever comes to my doorstep, I'm about to know that it works. This test right here that you said was a demonstration. We're not no more testing. We did the test already. This demonstration here is done on a batch number. You have to be able to complete one of these on your batch number. Because that ensures the customer that they're not being ripped off. I have a company of contact that, hey, look, we order from you. How do we know you're not shipping us everyday black paint? That's a good question. Our product has a batch number on it, which means your product is tested before it's shipped to you. It's tested before you're even able to buy it, which you saw this technology go through. And before you can basically be shipped to you, it has to be tested, which means we'll run this test, and that's what the date stands for on the back of your container, showing your product was tested. That's our guarantee. Now, anybody that's going to give you that guarantee? No. So how do you know what you're getting? You could be getting anything. Give me different forms of gray paint that they make at Home Depot. It's unbelievable. Sherwin-Williams, there's so much of it. See, that's the thing about it, is when you make a product, you have to be to show that yours is different from a person just going out and just, because anyone can go make pizza, right? But it doesn't taste the same way as other pizza. And something they do to it makes it far different, even though you try to make your own. Your pizza is just much, much better. So some people would just rather just go out and just spend the money for the pizza because it tastes different, it tastes better. Like movie theaters, you know what I mean? Movie theaters, Some people would rather watch at home because they got convinced to be at home. It depends on whatever. But there's certain movies you do want to go to the movies and theaters and go see because it's the experience of it all. They give you that experience. The movie theater, do I think will ever die out? Not really, to tell you the truth. It's been around for too long, and people do enjoy the experience of the movie theater. I do. I enjoy the experience. I basically make movie screens, and I basically go to the movies from time to time. I like the experience. That's why. I could go to when I was in my yard, I could go watch a 250-inch screen and design my own giant screens at the end of the day. But I like the experience of being around a bunch of other people and sitting down and watching a movie and hearing other people crack jokes and you laugh about it. It's a great experience. So yeah, I do like going to the movies from time to time. So you have to show the difference of what makes your product different from everybody else's. There are tons of gray screens out there. You have to show the difference. Pretty soon there's going to be tons of black screens out there. You have to show the difference. We're already future-proof. By the time they catch up to black technology, we have literally done so many demonstrations that we have matching betters now to prove that we're different than them. But if your stuff is matching like that, you're not going to make it. And your demonstrations are too short. They're very short. You know why my demonstrations are long? Because there's a lot of stuff you got to see. Can't be just going to go, oh, pretty color, we're done. No, there's so much missing. I'm sitting there like, where's the rest of the video? And we should have more time than this. You have to show color levels. You have to show your contrast levels. You have to show your white levels. You have to show all that. You have to show lights on, lights off. You got to see all that stuff.
Holidays are here, so let's get glad I got these products from what you can get at Target. We have the Morphine products. These are palettes. Stainless steel, water.
Now, you see the difference? At 1,000 lumens. Max out environment, which means my projector does... No projector on the face of the planet starts at 1,000, ends at 1,000. It's virtually impossible. You're going to lose something in between. Even at ultra short throw. Even if you start off at 3,000, you don't end at 3,000. That's impossible. You'll lose something along the way. That's like saying that you drive a car off a lot and basically it still has the same value. Everybody knows that's not true. The minute your car drives up a lot, the value drops. Which is jacked up because that's messed up today. How does that even work? That's crazy. You don't even have it that long. The minute you drive off the lot, the value drops. Unless you're buying a vintage, something antique, super expensive, then that really doesn't make a difference. Because again, you know, it's an antique, you know what I mean? You're going to get money for that thing regardless, whatever. That's an investment. And I wouldn't be driving that thing off a lot. I'd bring in a truck to drive that thing up on and take it out. Because I'm scared to death somebody might hit my vehicle. Whew. But anyway, yeah, the minute you drive a car off a lot, the value drops. I think that's the most jacked up thing. People have to really look at why does the value drop. I got to look that up myself. Why does it happen? That's pretty messed up. How much does it drop by? On top of that, consider that too. But anyway, getting back to this. So as again before, you're going to lose no projector starts up at 3,000, ends at 3,000. It's virtually impossible. Not going to happen. You're going to have a drop in there somewhere. Now, the reason why people use ultra short though, because the drop isn't that much. When you use long though, drop is a lot. And depending on how much light you have in the environment, also to increases the drop. So being in an environment where we're in commercial, yeah, and a projector at 1,000 lumens, that means the drop is extremely heavy. So that means the screen being as dark as it is has to be able to generate enough white light in order to see those bright, beautiful colors, to be better and brighter than the white surface, but also too as a surface that doesn't have a coating embedded into it, be it outperform it and show that it pulls a higher bright level than actually black paint itself. This is one of the complicated demonstrations you'll have to do. This one's even worse than doing a black versus black or gray versus gray. Because you have to do these at low level projectors, you have to do them at distance, and you have to do them in max out zones. And you should be able to do this easily if your product works. And mind you, like I said, if those people feel that all our demonstrations are fake, we have matching better demonstrations. We do the backup, you can do the same thing we did. And all the demonstrations you see here, I literally have to do this every single day. Every single day on different sites. in front of different people, at trade shows, every single day. So if you can do these tests and you can back your products up, you would have tons of videos like this. Tons of them. But we don't find anything. And the reason why is because these are videos you do not want to do. We know that. For the customers, you should be seeing these demonstrations on their websites, on their social media sites, all that. Anyone can take a screen and hit it with something and go, ooh, look, looks amazing. That's basically about it. With a high power projector, it's easy. Low entry level projectors and doing tests like this or demonstrations like this, you should be doing. Now we got to keep Old Faithful out for a bit. I'm going to keep her I'm going to have her out for the next month or so. I don't need that projector right now. We can swap out. We can literally do that. Some people can't do that. They can't do swap outs in the middle of demonstrations. We do them all the time. The reason why we do that is because some people will, you'll call it a crutch projector. So a projector that they know that they're going to get better quality images from is a projector they're going to try to stay with. If they basically change out the environment, if they change out the projector, this could affect their screen and cause their screen to deteriorate, which they don't want. They need it to stay at a high level performance so that way they can continue to fool you that it's actually working. Now, if someone came in and swapped out the projector for a much lower projector than the 4K projector they're using, and much less contrast, and much less lumens, then how would the screen react? If they were to take basically go in and turn on all the lights in the environment, so there's plenty of light in there, instead of keeping it in a controlled environment or dark environment, how much of the screen would change? So if you're going to be testing products, the best thing to do is to put it on low entry level projectors like we like to use, and in an environment that has extremely hostile lighting, because if you can survive in here, well, you can go anywhere you want. That's how you do it. I like this demonstration right here. Alright, so I got everything covered in this video. I literally got everything covered. We got the floor, we still got to do, but I got a chance to show you some of that we're coated in. That coating right here is called an activator. It's different. We don't sell these. Activators is our stuff. An activator basically means that it's a very concentrated formula. All we have to do is add it to a surface one time and it just pops that fast, that quick. They're designed for basically designing screens. That's what they're for. It's one coat. Can't be designing screens and have like a 4 or 5 coat application. How long it would take to coat a screen? It'd be a freaking headache to do that. So we do activators. Activators are designed to hit a surface one time and boom, hit. Because we need something that if we're going to be designing physical screens, we need to be fast, quick, accurate, and it has to be to pick up sharp and beautiful all at the same time. It has to be quick and fast. Yes. For some people saying, how can our products are extremely fast? I've painted in so many screens, it's not even funny. I literally have a page on Crystal Ridge showing me painted in multiple screens, even all the way up to 250 inches. One time, one hit, done. That's it. No back and forth, no up and down robot formation. If I had to do that nonsense on a 250-inch screen, I think I would have snapped. Especially when you're doing 235.1s. You see the screen I have here? Speaking of 235.1, this is a 235.1 setup. Remember the theory someone told you about painting the screen from side to side? Have you lost your marbles? Do you have any idea how big this screen is? At 235.1, it is a big screen. It's long. This is how big my screen is. It's long. By his terms of how to paint a screen, this is the other one that's coming in. It's only huge. By his term of painting the screen, he wanted you to go this way. This is the proper way to paint a screen. No, it's not the proper way to paint a screen. You've lost your mind. You know how big that thing is. I had screens bigger than this. I had 100. At the biggest 235.1 I had is 178. Do you have any idea how big a 178-inch 235.1 screen is? This is 104 inches. It's huge. So you know how dear the back problems I would have had trying to paint a screen like this? That would have been a complete freaking headache for me. There's no way in the world. I mean, I watched this guy reach over on a 100-inch screen that's 16.9. That's 4 feet by 7 feet. You got to stretch over 7 feet, hold a roller on the tip of your hand to get it all the way over. You can't even get a proper roll that way. It's this way. Everybody paints screens this way. I can't stand when people come on and they try to change the game with stupid, dumb nonsense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No, you can't paint it this way. You freaking nuts? You know how big this screen is? You imagine me painting this screen this way? How do we do this?
Literally, how would I hold the roller to paint it this way? How would that even work? You know, that's just stupid. You paint it this way. This is how you paint it. Everybody paints that way. Professional painters paint that way. Everybody paints that way. No one paints this way. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. This is what happens when you have people come online and don't know what they're talking about, and they just make stuff up as they go along, and they just try to make everybody else seem like they don't know what they're talking about, but clearly they don't. No one in their right mind, you don't even paint a wall that way. A basic wall, no one paints it this way. It's up and down. It'll take you forever. That'd be a nightmare if you had to paint a wall that way. People painting over buildings and just graffiti. You don't see them going side to side. They're going side to side. They're going different directions, but most people are going up and down. Who the freak's going to go side to side? Good gracious. You would have the strongest arms on the face of the planet to hold a roller that straight out and bring it back and bring it forward. Yeah. Laws of physics don't even calculate that one. You look up on YouTube or any place, the proper way to paint a screen, paint a wall, it's going to be up and down. Up and down. No one paints from side to side. I literally had, when I saw that demonstration, he was talking about, he removed the video, but he was showing a demonstration of how you properly paint a screen is from side to side, and came with some dumb theory at the end of the day on why you paint it side to side. So let me get this straight. So every painter on YouTube, every painter everywhere on this planet, professional or non-professional, wherever you may be, has been told to paint the screen from side to side. Everybody does it up and down. You're just the one person that does it from side to side, because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I sat there and said, you must have never painted in a 235.1 screen before, because this super wide screens. How would you even start that process? Again, my screen over here is 150 inches when we get done with it. How are you painting that thing in? That's not going to happen. I had screens at 150, 180 inch. How big a 180 inch screen is? I had a 150 inch fixed frame screen inside, a 200 inch screen inside. There's no way in the world painting that screen from side to side. That's a big screen. No way in the world. Too much work. Too much of a headache. Not even worth it. Not even worth it. It's up and down. That's how you paint them. Only time they do screens from side to side is the paint sprayers do it. Paint sprayers will paint from side to side. But they don't do up and down on a side to side on a roller. You would tear your back up. You'd have so much bottom back pain, it'd be insane what you'd be going through. No. And imagine how big the paint, the sticks would have to be, the handles would have to be to accommodate a screen of that size. That's why if you look at the handles, they're not super long. They're super long for up and down formation, not basically from side to side. It's a lot of freaking, I'm not going to say it that way because it sounds kind of perverted, but that's a lot of freaking control you're going to have on a stick that's going to be almost about 7 feet tall, and you're holding that this way. How are you getting both hands on that? That doesn't even work. The physics don't even work there. How would you get both hands on that and move it back and forth? No, it's up and down. It's easier. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, what in freaking Willy Wonkers is he talking about? No. Side this. Good gracious, no. Can't just calculate your screen size. Say you only do 100 inches, right? Even 100 inches, that's a pain in the neck. That's 7 feet across. That's why when he was doing it, if you notice, he was tilting his leg up on one foot and pulling all the way over all his body and bringing it back. Yeah, you'll kill yourself. You give yourself back pains and all kinds of neck pains and everything. Up and down, people. Up and down. Up and down. How you do it? Up and down. Got me thinking about, I pick things up and put them down. I like that guy. I pick things up and put them down. So what do you do for a living? I pick things up and put them down. I'm going to take you over here to our stretching area and shut the door. I pick things up and put them down. I was the best. I think that might have been the best one on Planet Fitness. I like that one. That was a pretty good one. They got to bring that guy back. Figure always that. Bring him back. I have him do that video again. That was a good one right there. It was short and sweet. I pick things up and put them down. Just kept saying the same thing over and over again. TCO. Oh my goodness, that was funny. I pick things up and put them down.
There you go, showing you some video play. You can get hold of that video play. We're at 2 hours into this, man. 2 hours. I was trying to keep it at an hour, but it never works. At the end of the day, there's just so much stuff you need to see, you know? We had the 27. We had the 27 hooked up here. No, we had the 1,000 one. We ran the 1,000 limit, 27s on the floor, and thought this would be a cool demonstration to show you in a fully lit environment. So we'll play around with this thing today, and we'll switch out to our 1,000 projector. I like doing demonstrations where we drop the lumen count. Those are so much fun. I did that with the 5,000. We're coming in with a 5,000 projector, and then we'll drop it all the way down to 1,720p right in the middle of the demonstration. I love doing this. But that way, you know, it shows you we're not doing a pre-rehearsed setup. For those you don't know, those environments that are all set up with the ambient light controlled environment to try to make the screen look a certain way, and they use a certain projector calibrated, all ready to go to make that screen look a certain way. A lot of people do this, not just those individuals. And when you do a projector swap out, yeah, it changes everything. Throws everything off balance. Your screen should be able to handle it. It's like walking across a tightrope. You know, you got the perfect weight that you're carrying across for the show, but somebody just throws you a safe out of nowhere and you go, oh shoot, this is not going to go well. Now, can you handle the balance, or are you going to basically just going to collapse in the process? That's why they would hate me in a trade show. I walk in there and go, so why are we using this projector at the end of the day? Specification of this thing is actually insane. You got anything lower than this? I would love to hear the excuses behind that one. Well, this screen is pretty much, well, works better for optimizing that 4K, so that's why we use 4K. So what if I got a 720p projector? I can't use it for the 720p projector I got at home? Am I going to have to spend more money for a 4K projector to use this screen at the end of the day? Oh, I'd love to have that conversation. And he'll probably sit there and say, well, who's using 720p? We are, in the other booth over there, because I'm using a 720p for that setup. So if we get a 720p projector like this to run on this technology, imagine what a 38 or ultra short does, a 3800 ultra short does, a cakewalk on this. We need more light. So then we should bring in more light, because we don't get enough light anyway. This was still not enough light for my screen. I'm still on the Halo system we're going to attach on it. As a matter of fact, I'm working on the Halo system today. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, Halo system today. I got people up there questioning my life at the end of the day, saying, shouldn't you be ultra sad? We're Christians, people. We look at life differently from the people that serve the world. When someone passes on in our family, it's a celebration. It's beautiful. You know why? They're with God. One day, my time will come, and I will be able to see God's face. It's a beautiful thing. We see it differently. Some people still mourn, and they're sad, for me and our family, it's a beautiful thing because they're no longer here anymore. They're at a new home, new body. They're basically seeing God's face. Wow, that's got to be absolutely incredible. And I hope one day that I'm worthy enough to be there too. I'm going to work hard to get there too. So, we had a birthday party. That's what we had, a birthday party, basically celebrating her new life. And that's why I tell people at the end of the day, you want to get your papers and you act together with God. That's what you want to do. If she wasn't a saved woman and she was doing the things of this world, I'd be sickened. I'd be sickened knowing that she's in a place that I know that she is going to be tormented. That would hurt me a lot. But knowing that my mother was a good woman, she's a Christian woman, she went to church, she got baptized. That's the reason why we became Christians, because of her, from her teachings. So with that being said, I'm happy because I know where she's at. Yep. So, can't wait for my turn. When my time comes, I'm not in any rush, like I'm trying to kill myself or anything. But when my time comes, I'm happy to go. I'm not going to be fighting it. Why am I going to fight at the end of the day? I'm good. Going home. Don't need anything in this world. If people become obsessed with the things of this world, that's what they become your God. Money and all this stuff. When people sit there and say money is evil, money's not evil. It's how you use money that makes it evil. The money that we're getting off our technology, we're using it to help other people out and to preach the word of the Lord. That's what we're going to be doing. And for people that are obsessed with all the things of this world, that becomes your God. You have worked and sacrificed and whatever you had to do to obtain all these riches on this planet that you won't be taking with you. And I look around at all my mother's possessions, and I look at, she didn't take one thing with her. Not a thing. Does she care? No, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about the things of this world. She's gone. You know, when they pass over to the next life, read in the Bible. Read your Bible before people quote. Please read your Bible. Be careful about that. Don't take anything from the Bible. Don't add things to it. It speaks of in the Bible that they have no knowledge of this world anymore. In the new world they're at, they can't watch over. They can't see. If people say they're watching, no, they can't. They don't know you're here anymore. They're in a whole new world. They have no connection to this world. This world is not a good world. This world is pain. This world is disease. It's war. It's death. You don't have immortality when you live here. You die on this planet. Where she's at, she can't die. There's no disease. There is no war. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Pure peace. That's what it is. Happiness beyond our beliefs. That's what it is. So they have no recollection of this world anymore. Why would they? Who in their right mind would want to look over and see what goes on Earth? See all the destruction, chaos. I mean, I understand it's good on here too. But yeah, think about the destruction and chaos that goes on the Earth. The murder and the killing and all that stuff that goes on. I have no idea how God allowed us to live this long. I really don't. Because if I actually have the power to wipe and make all this disappear, and I look over and see all the stuff that people do every single day, I'll be like, gee whiz Louise, this is absolutely horrible. Like, why is this even here? But he's a merciful and good God. If he wasn't, I would have never gotten saved. Oops, there we go. I would have never gotten saved, and I would have never became a Christian. He wasn't. Right? Yep. I'd still be out there living in that sin. If he gave up on me, that would have been the end of it. My life would have been over. But he didn't give up on me, so that's why I'm here today. And it wasn't for my mother for being a true blue Christian, coming there and saying, hey, look, this kid gets in nothing but trouble. Every time I turn out, I was a troublemaker. I was a serious troublemaker. I was bad. I was to be the black sheep of the family. And he does nothing but get in trouble all day long. I'm not even going to bother going there and helping. She was not a Christian woman. She would have probably left me rot in that prison. But she didn't. She fought for me 100%, had my back, and said, this is when God is calling you. This is your calling. Take it. And I took it. And now I'm here today. And she's in heaven. And soon when my time comes, I'll be in heaven too. So when I'm on camera laughing and joking and having fun, it's because I know she's home. I know she's at peace. And I'm at peace because I know she's home. And when my time comes, I'm going to. Yep. So yeah, that's how I see it. And any Christian sees it the same way too. They went home. And people think at the end of the day, if you're so, people are afraid to die because they don't want to give up the things of this world, then that means you're not ready to go. And that means on top of that, you're still caught by the worldly possessions of this world. People don't want to give up their cars and their money and their riches and all that stuff that they have to give all that up. I don't know what you're fighting for. It was never yours to begin with. It's not your stuff. Nothing here on the earth is yours. And that's one of the things, my mother never took a possession of things. You know what I mean? She never said mine. Never looked at it that way. Never did. That's what I respect about her so much. And that's why I see things differently. And when I look among her belongings, these are things that are going to stay here when you pass off this earth. You're not taking anything with you. Not one red cent will go with you. It will stay on this earth. Everything is meant to stay here. What you achieve in heaven is yours forever, for eternity. On this planet, everything you have will stay right here. Everything. I told you how I see life as a giant spaghetti strainer. You'll pass through it, and all your possessions will land right there. All your possessions will land. It kind of reminds me if you play games like, I play games like World War Z, and the survival games, when someone shoots your character and they die, and all your stuff's there for them to take at the end of the day, and you come back in, you got nothing, like, really, they took all my stuff. Like, stuff like that. That's what that reminds me of. So, you know, I look at life as a giant spaghetti strainer. When you pass through it, all your stuff stays behind. And the people that are around the spaghetti strainer are your family members and friends that are going to take your stuff. They're going to take all your things and stuff. Some people are going to take it for memory. Some people are going to take it to sell it. Either way, everybody has a different way on how they see your possessions. And you're going to pass through it with nothing. Now, if you haven't gotten saved and you haven't accepted Lord Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you're definitely going through with nothing. Because when you land on the other side, there are two things that are waiting for you. The Lord is waiting for you, and so is the devil. Which one you're going to go with is how it's going to work out. On how you did things when you lived the living. So what did you invest in? Did you invest in this world, or did you invest in the other world? Because the other world is actually much more important than this world. Because this world is just for a moment, but the next world is for eternity. That's how you set to see it. So in my mind, I don't have any. I got some people in my family that are really hurting and in a lot of pain and they're crying every day, but they don't see it the way I see it. And there's some on the other hand that are Christians and they don't see it the way they see it. They see it on the other hand that they're happy. She went home, and then when their time comes, they're going to go home too. So that's how they see it. So, yep. They have to, you got to pray for them, and hopefully they will come around and they will see, you know, they'll see where they need to be at. So they can understand it all, but they just can't understand it all. Some people have to find closure when they bury somebody, but you have to understand, you're burying the vessel. That's what you're burying. That's what it is. It's like going on a trip with no clothes in your suitcase. That's what it is. You're burying the vessel. That's it. I don't go visit graves and all that stuff. I never go to them at all, period. Because they're not there. That's why. Some people need that. They need that bit of closure in their life. They have that. But from a Christian's point of view, we don't go to your grave. And the reason why is because you're not there. You're up there and with heaven. Or, depending on, like I say, to put it this way, on who you served. So, you're not there anymore. Your vessel is there. It says in the Bible that the spirit goes back to God and your body goes back to the primal dust in which it came. And that's where you came from, the dust of this earth. And this is where you will return. That's it. So that's how I see it, you know, and that's why I don't go back to. I never went back to go see my father when he passed away, or any of my other. I have some siblings in the family, or cousins and stuff that passed away. I don't go to their graves; they're not there. If you go and you see somebody in your home, people say I've seen people in my home that of a passing of a mother or father, whatever. That's not what you think it is. You need to go get yourself a preacher. Have them go back to your house and pray over your house. You got something else in there that's not supposed to be there. They can't come back. That's why that whole thing about ghost hunters and all that stuff, from a spiritual point of view, those are demons. Can't come back. That's it. If people could come back from the next world, you know, that's why people sit there and say, well, they die and they saw. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything at all. No one can say what heaven looks like. No one. There's no person that can say that. You can't die and see the glory of heaven and come back and explain it. You can't. You're going to go back and see the glory of heaven and come back to a cursed earth and explain what you saw? No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all, period. You don't see heaven until it's your time to see heaven. When God said it's your time to come back home and see heaven, if you are there, basically not to go through. But anyway, yeah, you're not coming back. That's it. When God brings you back to heaven, you'll see it, and no one will know about it. And the only way you'll know about it is you just have to be there. That's it. You can't come back in this thing. That's just like some people said they went to hell and came back. No, it ain't going to happen. Once you go over there, you're over there. That's it. You're not coming back and telling anything at all, period. The mind is an interesting and powerful thing. There are people who have woke up in a coma speaking another language out of nowhere. They say, you don't know what they want to do. I got to get around and paint my projector. I mean, my PC. I was supposed to paint it last time, and I got caught up in something. I really forgot, so I'll have to do it this time, but squeeze it in somehow. All right, we're at 2 hours and 19 minutes into this video, and we are done here. But I like to put that in there real quick. So no, when people see me on camera and stuff like that, I'm not in any pain at all. I don't have any pain at all whatsoever. I have happiness. I know my mother went to heaven. And she basically was a good Christian woman. She did everything by the book. She did. Wish I could be more like her. Don't even curse. Like, really? That's one of the things I can never understand. Like, never curse. I've never, ever heard a curse. How do you do that? Never met anyone. She's the most amazing I've ever met. You could do something bad to her and she'd just forgive you. Just like that. No grudges, no hatred, nothing. Not a thing, nothing. At one point, I was that person, man. If you looked at me the wrong way, I was ready to come after you. Nothing. Like, how do you do that? We all sat on top about how do you do that? Man, that's got to be. That's just never. Man, very, very interesting person, I'll tell you. Well, I'm going to try as hard as I can to be as close as she is and try as hard as I can to be close to Jesus as much as I possibly can, because I do plan to go see her face again, and I plan to see God. So, the first thing I got to do is, before we get to that stage, is I'm gonna get my company where it needs to be at, because people understand I got a mission for my business at the end of the day. People may see, oh, we just want to make all this money and get super, super rich. Yeah, I do. I want to make a lot of money and get super, super rich, because I need the money to be able to do things to help other people out. That's what I'm gonna do with my company. I'm gonna basically invest my company into a nice apartment complex, which I want to do. I want a lot of Christian-based companies, and I will have a lot of Christian-based companies. That's what I plan to do. I plan to donate money to help out for AIDS research and cancer research and everything else that we can get our hands on, that we can do to help other people out. But let them know from the door that this money doesn't come from us. This money comes from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's who it comes from. When you give thanks, you don't give thanks to my company. You give thanks to Him. If you don't want to give thanks to Him, then we part ways and go someplace else. At the end of the day, this is where our money comes from. It comes from God. I'm not going to drop my cross to get a bigger it's not going to happen. Not ever. If we donate, it is to give glory to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If that hurts you too much to do that, then you don't deserve the blessing that we've been blessed to have to get to you. That's how that works. So, you don't find in cancer research group with kids and all that stuff, you don't find atheists in there at all, period. These are people that are God-fearing people. These are people that have learned to put their faith in God for their kids, for their families. So we wouldn't have any problems with that in there. But my money that we're making, that we know we're going to make more than we need, is not to be to buy fancy cars and be tied down by these worldly possessions. The money I'm getting is basically to be pushed into letting people that the technology, the advancement that we have come from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. All these are our blessings from Him. It's to glorify His name. That's what it's for. And whatever my Lord blesses me to have, we get our 200-acre farm. I get my military vehicle, which I want to get that military vehicle. If we're blessed to have it, we have it. If the Lord said it's not for me and that money can be spent somewhere, and it goes somewhere else, I don't care at the end of the day. As long as I know that the money is being pushed in a direction where it needs to go to help other people out. You got so many people that it's one thing you have a drug program. It's good to know you basically have the program. But again, they need to know about Christ, because you have to understand the devil's behind that one. The devil's behind it, basically getting people hooked on drugs, keeping them on drugs, and just twisting them up so he can pretty much try to get rid of them so he can bring them over to his side. We already know how that works. I had people that were Christians and not recovered drug addicts, and the reason why they're stronger is because they got Christ backing them up. The devil can't come to them and give them those temptations because he doesn't have that power anymore. That's why I want Christian drug rehabs. Now, do you have to be a Christian? No, you don't. That's how I never was a Christian when I started off at all, period. I was out there breaking the law and doing everything else under the sun. But sometimes people, the most stubborn person on the face of the planet, sometimes becomes one of the best God's warriors. So, we're going to use what we're blessed to have, and we know the devil's going to try to get in there. We know the devil's going to try to stop everything that we're doing. We know that they're going, and like I said, when I see people doing fake demonstrations about our products, when people are lying and saying things, we know that's the devil. We know that's what it is. Devil doesn't wants to block us from doing what we're going to do. I mean, you can't block God's destiny at all, period. It's not going to happen. Whatever you try, it's not going to happen. But I tell you one thing, God will seek justice. For where justice has to be done, he will seek it through. Like I said, you don't want to pass off this earth and not been able to get your life right with God. Because the next stage, there's no way to come back. It's virtually impossible. You're there. And for those of you who feel the need that you're going to try any means necessary, you go and let the devil tell you that lie. I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen, not ever. We are going to rise. We're going to do everything that we need to do. Our company's going to become a multi-million-dollar business, and it's going to use our proceeds to be able to allow people to understand that our company is Christian-based, that our company, we do serve the Lord 100% over here, and that all that we do is to glorify his name. We get no credit to ourselves. All credit goes to God. And the devil does not want that. He doesn't want my company to take off. He doesn't want it to be successful. He does not want that. He wants my company to be destroyed, to fall apart, to exist no more. So that way we have nothing to glorify Christ. Look, even if I don't even have my business, I have nothing. I can stand on the corner and pass out flyers and still preach the word of God. Demon. Just to tell you for your face, because I know you're in the channel watching. It's not, when I see people, it's not those haters at the day. They let the devil use them. They can become men of God very easy. But I know that the devil is watching through them. So, demon, so I can explain this to you. I can sit on a corner and I can preach your word of the Lord, and you can't do anything about it. I don't need this business and company to do God's work. But because I'm blessed with this and this ability, I can use this to do your work, but I choose not to. I choose to do God's work at the end of the day. So what we're blessed to have, we're going to use this to be able to let people know that the Lord is real and that the Lord will have your back. I plan to preach and tell my stories about me being locked up and going through the system and all that, just like I told on YouTube. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that the Lord reached out there and saved my life after denying him so many times, where he could have just gave up on me and just let me rot, but he didn't. He had my back. To let them know that the devil's going to come in and try to guilt you and tell you at the end of the day that you're not worthy, that you're not this, you're not that, you committed too many sins, you can't be saved. He's going to tell you that nonsense in the day. Other people are going to tell you that. And I'm here to tell you that God's going to save you. You want to be saved. You want to basically be a Christian and a warrior of God. God is going to save you and have your back. That's what's going to happen. Despite other people at the end of the day that would tell you no. You have to see them for what they are. When I look at these people like Jamie and Rogers and Mr. Williams, who calls himself a Christian at the end of the day, and he is far from it. When I see these people, McAfee, yeah, we mentioned him because McAfee went out and was still harassing my family. When I see you guys doing this stuff, I see the devil working through you. That's what I see. That's what I see when people see, when they go to your channels and they see all those little plots and stuff you did, that's you working with Satan. How come it's not good for you? It's not. When you serve the devil, the outcome is never going to be good for you at all, period. And that's in the situation where God comes in and basically you have to go through what you have to go through, what's going to be coming, you have to go through that. But in the process, you get saved in the process. And now you become a man of God. And the good thing about it is that maybe if you still, if it's his will for you to do that time, then you do the time. But in the process, you know, at least in the next life, you'll have your salvation. So there's always a silver liner to it all, to tell you the truth. If I had to spend the 40, 80 years in prison, say maybe I never got out and I had to do the time in there. God could have protected me the whole time I was in there. Could have served the Lord while I was in there and preached about the Lord, helped people get closer to Christ. And maybe got a chance to work at the church and basically start church services for inmates to come in and learn about Christ and get them saved. And then when my time comes, I leave this earth. Could have been done that way too. But the Lord felt that my time was better out here. And I looked at that. I said, maybe, you know, if the Lord is going to have me just stay here, I'm going to stay in here. I would like to go home with my family. I really would. But my mom said that wasn't so. When I asked her about that, she said, no, you're coming out. It's been told you're coming out. So I thought that, you know, Mom, what if I'm stuck in here and I gotta serve with my time in here, but I don't mind. I'll serve my time preaching the Lord. That's what I'll do. And hopefully I can help these inmates find God. And my mom said, nope, that's not your calling. Your calling is going to be out here. And I came out. So well, I'm out here. So I'm going to use my company and my business and the money that we're blessed to have, all this knowledge and technology that God has given to us. We're going to use this to basically build our company to the point out here that we can get these major serious contracts. And I'm only doing contracts with people at the end of the day that are doing things right. If you're a crooked company, if you're doing things wrong, we're not touching you with a 10-foot pole. And keep in mind that I can see you before you, the things that you think that I can't see, we can see you. So we got some people that have come up and tried to do business with us, and they weren't on the up and up. They weren't good businesses. God can see you. That's the beautiful thing about having your Lord as your boss in business, is the fact that he can see the wolf in sheep's clothing. He can see you. And he'll tell us and say, nope, nope, nope. You're not going near that. You're not going near that. And like, yes, Lord, we're not going near that. That's why we don't chase money. People who chase money, you don't see the wolves in sheep's clothing. You don't see them snaring, showing their sharp razor teeth and staring at you with all kinds of plots and all kinds of evil things they got planned against you because you're chasing that money. We don't chase money. We chase God. So I can see your wolf in sheep's clothing. And that gives me the time to get up and go, you know what? We're not interested, but thank you for your time. We can see you. We're not blinded by money. You don't get blinded by money. If you put your faith in God, then you realize that God provides for all things. If it's meant for you to have, then you're going to have it. If it's not, then it's not. It's all to it. All right, people, hope you enjoyed. I got to go. I have much to do. I'm still working on the wall over here, and I got to finish this paint job for this thing over here to get that done. And I want to test out the surface too, because I set the projector for that and get that ready. So I better charge my phone before I come back in, because my phone is probably near dead. Let me see where I'm at. Oh, yeah, it's near dead. Can't give a battery for chat. I can't. Especially that topper on it, disconnecting cable. Like, I wonder what this does. What are you doing? Why would you do that? I'm just giving the phone with a faster charge. Anyway, thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Pretty soon we'll have our ultra short throw projector set up in here on the big screen over here. This is going to be fun. I'm definitely going to get a chance to play my underwater game. I got to get ready to start setting up the paint job for the PS4 when I modify that. So it looks like it's levitating like the float. So we got to start working on that too. All right, people, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. I got to go. Of course, we thank our Lord Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it weren't for him, none of this would even be possible. Got to go, and God bless.